That's chministries.org/wellness. Here's the wall.
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update.
Safe driving during the Memorial Day weekend. I'm Chris Davis. It's not just the Highway Patrol. Most cities and counties throughout the state are expected to have extra officers out looking for drunk or high drivers this Memorial Day weekend. But the Highway Patrol is promoting their campaign and warning people to not drive impaired. Their enforcement period with extra officers and patrols begins tonight at 6 and ends at 11:59 Memorial Day night. You may have heard this morning about a new bill that's being introduced in the U.S. Senate to help pay for new technology to fight the invasion of golden mussels. Well, Bakersfield's Water Resources Department is asking you to do your part to stop the mussels from doing what they do. If you have a boat, you're being asked to clean, drain, and dry. Essentially, they'd like for you to give the boat a thorough cleaning after you get it out of the water to keep any golden mussels from getting to bodies of water where they are not yet living, like Lake Isabella and the Kern River. Property crime has gone down in Bakersfield over the past year, but you are once again being asked to do your part by reporting crime quickly, says Bakersfield Chief of Police Brett Stratton. At a public forum on Crime Thursday, he says it's important that the police know about the crime so that they can track them, which is part of a bigger effort to cut down on them. Meanwhile, Sheriff Donnie Youngblood says that one of his main difficulties in fighting crime effectively is being able to keep deputies, with many of his officers being new on the job because of it. If you're planning on traveling anywhere for Memorial Day, gas prices are still up there with an average of $6.12 for a gallon of regular, says Gas Buddy. That organization also says those prices are not likely to be coming down significantly anytime soon. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour, and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1.
Got to go wall to wall, Rob Bass.
1230 KERN.
Rob Bass. Did you hear that? That he died?
No, this Hollywood big shot. I'm going to give you what you want. Too late. They start shooting in a week. I'm going to make them an offer again with you.
The Ralph Bailey Show. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230. KERN.
And I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good afternoon to you, wherever you may be, however you may be listening, however you may be viewing for those subscribing on YouTube. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Friday, 22nd day of May. Chris Burdick is producing the broadcast, and a busy, busy show it is. We've got more information on the death of 41-year-old NASCAR star Kyle Busch. We'll break that down for you in just a second. The president, in a weird story that I put on the rundown today, is backing daylight savings time, meaning we might have permanent daylight savings time, and I have mixed feelings about that. I really do. I love daylight savings time. Love being able to play golf till 7 in the evening. Not that I do. But I like the darkness during the holidays. I don't know. We'll talk about that, see what you all think. Rick Bentley will join us at the bottom of the hour. We'll talk about the documentary on Michael Jackson that I alluded to and whatever Rick's got up his sleeve on this Friday. And our good friend Jeff Salters, Salty's Barbecue, joins us at 4 o'clock. We're going into the Memorial Day weekend, so I thought it would be a good time to talk about the Portrait of a Warrior Gallery downtown with Mr. Salters. And I've got a slew of miscellaneous audio that I want to play for you that I'll walk you through, dealing with Marcus Allen and his relationship with Al Davis, Dusty Baker telling the story that I've told many times about him being on deck when Hank Aaron hit 715 against the Dodgers and what Hank Aaron told him, or what Hank Aaron had to go through that year and the year before as he approached the Babes, what everyone thought was an untouchable record. And I suppose we've got to get into the Tulsi Gabbard resignation. I don't think it's that big a deal. I don't think she had that big a say. I don't think she was inside the Trump camp. I think that was obvious, but it is new, so we'll talk about it at some point. And we'll talk a little sports at the bottom of the hour, the 5 o'clock hour. We got Spurs, Oklahoma City tonight. What is extraordinary about tonight's game, Mr. Sports Host?
The fact the Spurs have to play without a true point guard.
Give you three
SGA's
guesses.
ability to cause fouls. Victor Wembanyama?
Oklahoma City is an underdog for the first time in 35 games.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that either. But they haven't been an underdog in a long time. And just the fact that, and that makes sense. I'd have them at like a 2-point dog in San Antonio.
And honestly, wouldn't be surprised if the last time they were underdogs was San Antonio.
Yeah, I bet that'd be a good bet. That'd be a good bet. I don't know if I would bet against them tonight. I think this is, I don't even know what the line is. I bet it's not more than 1 or 2. I would not feel comfortable, even though I predicted San Antonio is going to win this, and I think San Antonio is going to win the World's Championship. I don't know. What do you got?
2.5, San Antonio.
2.5.
I think yesterday when we talked to our betting guy, Bolt Brady, it was around 3.5. So
people are betting San Antonio.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. It's a 2.5 negative San Antonio. So it's favoring San Antonio.
But they said it was 3.5.
Yes. So it's actually, wouldn't bets be going the opposite direction? Because people would be choosing Oklahoma City? Or am I wrong?
You're right. If it's going down, they're betting OKC. You're absolutely right. My bad. Wow. I feel pretty good.
They're going to have to trade off here because you can't walk out of San Antonio 3-1.
No, you're absolutely right. They're both teams, I think, in the conference finals are facing must win both games. If the Cavs go down 3-0, forget about it. So they have to, or if they win and then lose game 4 and go down 3-1, it's over. So they've got to win both. But you're right, San Antonio, Oklahoma City's got to come out with a split. Because is it 2-2, 1-1-1 still?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah, NBA keeps it that way.
And the Dodgers are in Milwaukee. That starts in about an hour and 20 minutes. And Robolisky is going on the bump for us. And if we have time, Chris and I might take the New York Times quiz. We haven't done that in a while. We have some time. Yeah, we haven't done that in a while, so we might do that. It should be fairly easy given all what's going on this week. But we begin with the details of death of Kyle Busch. This is been just an incredible shock to the NASCAR world. 12 days after his win, and since he was it began as sinus problems. And let me I don't want to get this wrong because we're talking about somebody's death. So let me just read from what I have here. Please stand by. But there was a report that he was found in a bathroom bleeding as late as Wednesday when they rushed him to the hospital. And I did not, that's Chris. I'm looking at your thing. Please stand by. I apologize. Hang on. Earlier this month, he was heard on team radio at Watkins Glen talking with the team doctor and was battling a sinus cold. The Associated Press reported that Busch was testing in the Chevrolet Racing Simulator in Concord, North Carolina on Wednesday when he became unresponsive and was transported to a hospital in Charlotte. A day before Kyle Busch died, a male caller phoned emergency responders in response to Busch, who the caller said was awake on a bathroom floor, coughing up blood at a General Motors facility in Concord, North Carolina. The man described Busch's state as, quote, shortness of breath, very hot, and think he's going to pass out, and he's producing very little blood, which I don't know what that means.
God, I wish they had released this morning.
Oh, before your show?
Yeah, we had talked about it right as the show started, but I really wish I would have known all of this.
Yeah. The caller told the dispatcher their location was the General Motors Charlotte Technical Center off Speedway Boulevard in Concord. He described it as being next to Hendrick. Oh, who cares? At Watkins Glen on May 10th, Fox Sports noted during its broadcast that he had been fighting a sinus cold. He radioed in to his team to have the track doctor meet him after the race, but he did not elaborate why. He still finished 8th. his best result for the 2026 season. And what is really tragic about this whole event, obviously the man's 41 years old. He has a wife. He has 2 kids. His son is following in his footsteps. He's a young racer. He just turned 11 literally last week. They had just celebrated his birthday when his father wrote, "Happy birthday, Braxton. Your mom and I are so proud of you, who you're turning out to be. You're the best kid on and off the track. You amaze me every day." That kid will probably read that every day of his life till he's 63 years old. Meantime, this is spookily almost prophetic, I suppose. This was just a week ago, Kyle Busch.
Why do these moments never get old, Kyle?
Because you never know when the last one is.
You never know when the last one is. And that was his last victory just about a week and a half ago. That's what I keep telling you guys. Life sucks, man. Life sucks. It's unfair. It'll just walk up to you and kick you in the teeth. And you're 41 years old at the height of your career. This guy had life by the tail. Beautiful family. He's going to go into the Hall of Fame. One of the most respected NASCAR drivers in the world. And we still really don't even know how he died. All we know is that he was having sinus problems. And he was found on a bathroom floor coughing up blood. And then the guy said he wasn't producing a lot of blood. Like, what does that mean? Every medical book that I've ever seen, you don't want to really produce blood, I thought. I don't know. It's just a really, really tragic situation. It really, really is. It's been a tough week. You know, we found out that Vanessa Trump, Donald Trump Jr.'s ex-wife and Tiger Woods' girlfriend, is suffering from breast cancer. And we found out that Rob Bass, how do I explain who Rob Bass is, Chris?
It takes 2?
It takes 2 to make things all right. Well, I mean, they're going to hear it all day. We're going to play him. But I mean, he is one of the, is it safe to say that he's one of, I don't know if I'd say founders,
no,
but he was one of the original.
Sure.
He was one of the original rappers. He was one of the original hip hop artists that helped get hip hop off the ground, in the late 70s, early 80s? I'm asking a 31-year-old when I was alive back then. The late 70s, early 80s. Houdini, Run DMC, he was part of that group that were coming up, and he died at the age of 59 today. Mr. Ren Dizzle down the hall told me. So we're going to play a lot of ethnic music today. He ain't going to like it, but we're going to play in honor of Rob Bass. And finally, hopefully you can't even tell, had my stitches taken out. And I want to thank the ladies at Bakersfield Dermatology at 5101 Commerce Drive, namely, and I'm sorry, Stacy, but your colleague really butchered your last name, Stanles, E-S? I don't know, Stanis, Stacy Stanis, and Jelena Romo. Jelena, your penmanship is awful because I can't even read your colleague's last name. Stacy, I think it's Stanis. Stacy did my suturing, and Jelani did, she numbed me up. They took my stitches out today, and now it's just a matter of time. But the lymphoma is gone. The unicorn is gone. I now have just a 5-head instead of a 6-head. And for the Teresa Golders in the world, that's because we have 4 heads, and if you have a bigger than a 4-head, you have forget it. We're just getting started on a Friday. It's the Ralph Bailey Show right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230. We're streaming live at KernRadio.com.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1.
Casey?
RN. First Look with Scott Cox, morning 6 to 9 a.m.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here from the First Look program. We're taking a nice 3-day weekend in remembrance of Memorial Day. Hope everybody has a safe and sane weekend. Join us back here on Tuesday. We'll have the Hot List and Lois Henry from SJV Water, plus news, traffic, and weather. It's all happening at 6 to 9 right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230. KERN.
If you're going to be on the grill Sunday and or Monday, why not gather up the family and head to F Street and hit KC Steakhouse, the best steakhouse in town. And don't forget about the Stockyard next door. They've got live music tonight. Lottie will be in there with her acoustic guitar. Haley will be bartending. You can have dinner in there. And don't forget, I know there are a lot of events that are coming up over the summer. It is a great place for election parties with the primaries coming up and the November election coming up. I know a lot of the medical offices have their luncheons there. It's a great venue, been an absolute game changer. And of course, Bobby and Jimmy are providing live music in the main restaurant tonight and Saturday. Where would you rather be? And as I always remind you, not everybody's feeling steak. If you go with a large group, try some of the fish dishes, the mahi-mahi, the halibut, the swordfish, or the Ralph Bailey, the chicken breast smothered in a creamy spinach and mushroom sauce. It's KC Steakhouse, longtime sponsors of the Ralph Bailey Show.
Most people don't want more financial information. They want clarity. They want to know they're making the right moves and that someone's actually paying attention. That's what we do at MoneyWise. We help you organize your financial life, plan for what's ahead, and make decisions with confidence, whether retirement is around the corner or still years away. And now you'll find us in a new place, the historic Woolworths building, right in the heart of downtown Bakersfield. A piece of local history reimagined for what's next. MoneyWise, thoughtful planning, real conversations. Visit MoneyWiseGuys.com to get started.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through LPL Financial. LPL Financial and MoneyWise Wealth Management are independently owned and operated.
Look, folks, when it comes to IT support, not all companies are the same. Many make big promises, but very few have the depth of talent, advanced systems, and proven solutions that Grapevine MSP brings to the table. At Grapevine MSP, they don't just fix problems, they prevent them. Their fully managed IT services keep your systems running smoothly and securely 24/7. So when something happens at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to be stuck trying to reach your provider. Grapevine MSP's local team is already on it with advanced network monitoring. They generally catch the issue before you even notice, and they're calling you to say that it's already been handled. Their dedicated cybersecurity team protects you daily from evolving threats, while their industry-leading backup and disaster recovery keep your business online even in a crisis. All this for one simple, transparent monthly rate. Call 661-377-2992 or visit grapevinemsp.com to schedule your free network evaluation today. Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Hey, it's JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, starting at 1 p.m. Now back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
This is funny. I haven't heard this in so long. Turn it up. Did you look it up? How did he die? At 59? It takes two to make no lie. 842-537-6842 KERN. So the president announced today that he's supporting. He was on his way to New York doing some midterm campaigning and announced that he is supporting they're calling it the Sunshine Protection Act. Now, this isn't the first time they've tried this. They've been trying to get this thing passed since like 2018, and it got out of committee. It was in House Energy and Commerce Committee, got out of committee 48-1, and it'll go before the Senate. There are some people that are against this thing. They're saying that during the winter in certain states, certain regions of the country, I should say, sunrise won't be till 8, 9 in the morning, and that's dangerous for young kids trying to get on the bus, crossing the streets, and people that have to walk to school and take their bike to school. If kids in the 21st century still even take, do kids in the 21st century take their bikes to school?
Not really.
They're no bike racks at school and stuff like that.
I mean, there were when I was in there, but that was 16 years ago.
That was one of the cool things about living near your high school, being able to ride your
I
bike.
would walk.
I rode my bike to school up until 6th grade, till I made the transition to Sherman Oaks. This thing passed back in 1974. Richard Nixon was all for it. And then he resigned, and Gerald Ford somehow repealed it for reasons I don't understand. But it's a long way from passage. But like I said, they also claim, some physicians do, that this will throw us off our natural sleep cycle. Now, does anybody believe that nonsense? I certainly don't. It'll be odd, though, to have it to be light 7, 8 o'clock come Christmas.
Yeah.
That'll be kind of weird.
Well, we have
And that's
like
why
an overlap for the hour, though. Like, if
What do you
we
mean?
don't account for it, or is it just normal?
I have no idea what you're saying.
So I'm sorry. So obviously we moved back an hour, and it's to shift time and the
Right.
sunrise and stuff like that. So if we continuously don't do that, will it like get early at? I'm sorry. Will the sun come up at like 4 a.m.? You know what I'm saying?
No, it'll come up later.
Ah, okay.
It'll come up like 8, 9 o'clock. It'll be dark at like 7 a.m.
I got no problem
See what I'm
with that.
saying?
Got no
Yeah,
problem
but
with
you
that.
know who will have problem with that? Like golf courses will have problems with that.
Yeah.
Because you
Farmers.
just, although farmers will have problems with that, although you got more daylight in the evening, but golfers would rather. That's why I said specifically golfers, because farmers don't care. Sunlight is sunlight. If they're out in the field at 7, 8 o'clock, they don't give a damn. But golfers would rather play in the morning than play at 6, 7 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? You're starting to get, your phone in the golf cart starting to go off at 7:30 at night. Hello? Baby, where are you? We're about to have dinner. Your son is home. We're sitting there waiting on you. It's 7:45. Yeah, baby, we're almost done. And you can't, and then you go into the 19th hole. Shoot, it's 9:30 before you get home. Wives ain't gonna stand still for that, Jack. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's their fear. That it'll be darker later, and that'll put children in jeopardy, going to school, walking. But again, who walks to school these days? I guess like elementary schools, because not a whole lot of people live near their high school.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Am I just talking out of my butt? I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't know. I had to drive 45 minutes to my high school, so I have no idea, none whatsoever. Is there anything on the board before we get Mr. Bentley in here?
Got a couple here. Yeah. One just says it would still be dark by 5:30 in the winter.
It would still be dark at 5:30 in the winter? How so?
Again, this is Mr. Bentley here says that days are shorter.
But not 5:30. I guess. All right. I'll take
I need someone to thoroughly break this down.
Yeah, I don't
because
get it.
I don't
I don't get
understand
it
it
either.
in the
I
first
don't
place.
get it either. I don't get it. I really don't. What else you got?
And then one here says that growth on Ralph was so big that it had a name and was put in a foster home after they surgically removed it.
See, that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. Don't take. You can't make fun of a man's deformities.
Don't lie. You're laughing a little bit on this.
It's funny, but that ain't right. Don't make it right. That ain't right. Especially when I'm sitting here with stitches in my head.
You don't have stitches in your head no more?
Oh, dude, you want to hear something nasty? I like scrubbed it last night. I've got a gnat problem, or I'm just gonna have to stop eating bananas. And so I put the Alipure form on, and I was in the kitchen doing dishes, and I felt something in it's like a sticky substance that you put on that helps it heal.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt something land on there. And I went in the bathroom, there was a little gnat stuck to it right there. I was like, oh God almighty. And I had to wash it, and then I had to put some more Aquaform on it. And then I washed it again and put a little more Aquaform on it. And then for like the next 45 minutes, I was like, you know what's gonna get infected? You know they're gonna have to operate. They're gonna have to take off my skull. It was just a little tiny little gnat, but insects give me the heebie-jeebies. Like you don't even understand. They laughed at me when the daddy long legs got in my bed a couple of weeks ago, and I freaked out. I have never been an insect person.
I believe they say you eat 80 spiders in your lifetime while sleeping?
Oh, get the hell out of here.
Something like that, yeah.
That's a bunch of crap. They go in your ears before they go in your mouth.
You don't know that?
Think. That's my dad had a situation where my dad told me the story of some kid that they had to take a spider that embedded in his ear out of once. But anything else?
Just one that says kids walk to Stockdale High School still.
Do they? Yeah, there's some neighborhood high schools. Centennial's a neighborhood high school. Independence is a neighborhood high school. It's right stuck in a neighborhood. I suppose they're like DHS. Those kids aren't walking. Unless you live right across the street in those ghetto apartments, and God forbid. I almost moved into those ghetto apartments back in the day. What else is going on? That's about all I got. I got nothing today. We got nothing but guests. We're going to talk with Mr. Bentley after the break. And then Mr. Salty's Barbecue. This thing he's bringing ribs?
God, I hope so.
He ain't bringing ribs.
Salty, I haven't eaten lunch today, if that matters.
And I had a big lunch.
So don't feed him, feed me.
Yeah, I'll take him home. Have him for dinner. Shoot. And we got some great audio to play for you. We've got an outsider, an out-of-towner who breaks down, allegedly, the 5 best restaurants in Bakersfield. And wait, it's kind of a funny bit. Wait till you hear this guy who knows nothing about this community. And we got Dusty Baker. You'll hear the story of Marcus Allen and Al Davis, and then I'll tighten that up. But first, it's a Friday. Rick Bentley joins us next.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Tulsi Gabbard has resigned as President Trump's Director of National Intelligence, saying she needed to leave office as her husband battles cancer. She's the 4th cabinet member to depart during Trump's 2nd term, all of them women. In a resignation letter, which she posted on social media, Gabbard says she told Trump she would leave her job on June 30th. President Trump has overseen the White House swearing in of the new Federal Reserve Chair. Trump said Friday that he'd like Kevin Warsh's help in stimulating the economy, even as the president tried to emphasize that the nation's central bank would remain independent. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 294 points, the Nasdaq rose 50, the S&P 500 advanced 27, oil around $96 a barrel. More details at srnnews.com.
Healthcare has Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN. Headlines from the KERN newsroom.
I'm Chris Davis. Memorial Day travel will be pretty expensive if you're driving anywhere, and the state average for a gallon of regular is at $6.12 right now. Gas Buddy says it is expected to stay in that range for the time being. You can get it cheaper. It's $5.25 at a station on Edison Highway in Bakersfield. Travel can also be dangerous if people don't heed the rules to not drink and drive, and the Highway Patrol says they will have extra officers out starting 6 this evening and going through Monday night. Golden mussels are the reason you're being asked to clean your boat if you have one. If there are any of those invasive, pipe-clogging, infrastructure-damaging creatures attached to your boat, they could spread to wherever you launch your boat next, says the Bakersfield Water Resources Department. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
Are you looking for a hospital that truly cares for your health and well-being? At Good Samaritan Hospital, they provide high-quality medical detox, psychiatric services, and medical and surgical care. They accept most insurances, including Medi-Cal, Medicare, and Kern Family. They offer Kern County's longest-standing inpatient detox program with dual diagnosis that combines medical care and withdrawal management management, all under one roof. Learn more at GoodSamaritanHospital.com or call 661-215-7500. Good Samaritan Hospital. They care for their community.
Did you know termites can silently feast on your home for 3 to 4 years before you see any damage? They can literally eat a bedroom wall in less than 2 years, causing major structural damage to your biggest investment. Don't wait for the evidence to appear. Ryan's Termite is running an early bird special. If you know or even suspect that you have termites, get on Ryan's schedule now for an additional 10% off our already lowest price. All work is guaranteed. There's no money down and no contracts. Plus, in most cases, you won't even have to move or tent your house. Protect your home and save. Call Ryan's today. That's Ryan's.
Every now and then, Mr. Bentley,
In 2026,
you just have
Bay
to
Alarm
say,
celebrates 80
what
years
the
of
hell?
security. With burglar and fire
What the
alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and local service, our
Yeah.
promise to the Central Valley
Stitches out
remains
this
the
morning.
same. We got you.
You
Learn more
just
at
have to say, what the
bayalarm.com.
hell? I could have taken half of the other donut, but I'm going for the full
Hey,
Monty.
folks, Scott Cox here from the
Jelly
First
and
Look
whole bit.
program. We're taking a nice 3-day weekend in remembrance
I did have
of
a big
Memorial
lunch. What
Day.
did I
Hope
have?
everybody has
Oh,
a
I
safe
had,
and sane weekend. Join us back here on Tuesday.
I had a big
We'll
lunch. I had
have
a
the
big
hot
breakfast.
list
I had
and
an
Lois
egg
Henry from
McMuffin and
SJP
2 of those
Water.
sausage
Plus news,
burritos.
traffic, and weather. It's all happening at 6 to 9
Yeah, I'm
right here
cheating
at
big
News Talk
time.
96.
Well, I'm proud because I lost weight. Because last week I put on weight when 2 weeks ago when I had it done. I got on the scale. I was up to like 195. And I was like,
Hey, folks,
here we
Scott
go.
Cox here, host of the First
And I got
Look
on
with
this morning. I was
Scott Cox
189.
radio program. You
Just
are
like a week
listening
and a
to
half of
Ralph
just not
Bailey
eating this
Show
crap.
right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230.
That was good. That was good. That was good. And don't it feel good? It does feel good. It's a 3-day weekend, and there's nobody at this business but Chris, me, Randy, and JR. But who cares? Do they do that just to just shove it in our faces? That they get a 3.5-day week end and we get a 3-day weekend?
Technically, JR.
Damn. Oh, okay. All right.
He just
It's
did
fine.
an hour of his show, and then
And
Hey, he's still doing work. He's still here. Let's not get that twisted.
And by the way, speaking of the devil of short shows, we apologize. I went back and watched. This thing cut out at 5 o'clock last night.
Oh, did it really?
The whole hour, the whole last hour was not seen, according to what I saw.
I'm
we
sure
still-
that's probably true.
And we still had over 200, almost 300 views, which is kind of cool. But
A blank screen had 300 views.
yes,
I
no, not a
I think that's a
the final
commentary.
hour. The final hour
Oh,
was
okay.
blank.
All
The
right.
first 2 were filled with information. Rick Bentley, everybody, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm outstanding. Outstanding. I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Yep.
Got a lot of things to do. I'm excited.
Yep.
I've got a social life, if you can believe that.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm very happy for you.
I'm miserable, but what are you
Oh,
going to do?
You don't look miserable. You look at you.
No, I am. I'm happy. I'm happy. Play a lot of golf. I'm going to play tomorrow and Sunday.
Yeah.
Going to dinner tomorrow night and doing nothing Monday.
Oh, okay. Well,
Doing nothing. Yeah.
I'm working at the SPCA book sale tomorrow. It's our last day.
Yeah.
We wrap that up, and then for the first time since January 2nd, I will have 2 days off in a row.
Wow.
Yeah. So I am desperately looking forward to those Sunday, Monday.
Going anywhere?
Either to the couch or to the bedroom. I can't decide. I booked flights on both.
I've often had that dilemma.
Yeah.
I've often had that dilemma.
It's like, well, that couch looks nice, but it's way over there. So I'm gonna sit here.
Oh, Lisa's here. The traffic staff is here. That's good to
She just
see.
gave it a
Did you
shot.
just
I'm
give me the
still here,
finger?
Ever. I said, whoa.
Did you just give me the finger? The associate producer just gave me the
Come on,
bird.
man. Oh,
And
wow.
Having been
I'm
married,
sorry, Lisa.
having been married to a woman who worked in traffic, they're the hardest working people in the building.
She
So,
is.
yeah,
Oh, by far.
Yeah.
By far.
I know.
And the most knowledgeable.
Exactly.
She knows everything that goes on in
You
this
know,
radio station.
It's the heart and soul.
It is. You're right.
Yeah, so
Traffic. You're absolutely
That's
right.
why they don't get to go home early.
That is very true.
Yeah.
She is consistently the last one here.
Yeah, that's the irony of it. Is you could go away, they still have to have her.
That's true.
Yeah.
They
So
could do without me,
that's
but
how
they
important
would.
it
They
is.
could not do without Lisa.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
But thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, I didn't. I hope I didn't plant that seed in somebody's head.
No kidding. No kidding. So I thought of you when I saw that this documentary on Michael Jackson's coming out June 3rd.
The Verdict.
Have you heard about this? Yes.
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
3-part series on Netflix.
Yeah.
Let me start by saying I have not seen it.
Okay.
I've heard about it.
Okay.
Yeah, basically what they're doing is sort of There were no cameras in the courtroom
Right.
during the 2005 case. Is that right?
I think so.
Yeah.
In Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what they're trying to do is recreate through forensic evidence and testimony.
And some interesting interviews. They're
Interviews
talking
with
to
the
jurors.
jurors.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about.
And so, I always take those with a grain of salt. How true are they?
Right.
But it feels like just reading ahead of time that they really have done their homework.
Yeah.
And they put together, I'm hoping it's a impartial look at that trial.
Yeah.
And not going saying, we're going to prove that Michael did this or Michael did not do this, but just go in saying, let's look at the evidence and just decide from that, not from what we think.
And let you all decide.
Exactly.
Just present the facts and you all make up your mind.
Yeah, exactly. We're smart enough to do that.
Yeah.
Because it was, there was no cameras there. We didn't get the chance to do it when it first happened. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I didn't know that 4 of the counts were plying minors with wine. I thought that was irrefutable. I thought he almost conceded to that.
I did too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was surprised by that.
Yeah,
Looking back, 'cause I had forgotten, there were 10 felony counts. I forgot that as well.
Yeah, it was a huge, and well, again, I haven't seen it, so I don't want to speculate ahead of time. But I always thought about that. I thought maybe they went too big in the case.
Yeah.
That 10 felony counts.
Right. You're right.
So
Make
once
it
you
simpler.
start, if there's reasonable doubt, and even one of those, that sort of ripples
Unravels the whole case. Yeah.
But again, I have not seen it. I'm just speculating. I have no more information than you or I, either one of us. So
Yeah. And we've talked since Michael 2 has been in the works, right?
yeah, I just read a thing about it. Basically, Michael 2 will focus almost exclusively on his music, and it will use footage from Michael 1 that was not used.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so they're just stretching it out for the buck. I thought maybe they would get into the second aspect of his life.
Not from what I read.
Right.
And,
I'm not surprised.
When we talked about the sequel, I didn't think they'd make it. But if they did, this has got to be the route they're going to take.
Yeah.
And again, this man's a genius as far as music is concerned. So
Yeah.
I am never going to take that away from him.
He really is.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Just that. He had so many great hits. I mean, amazing hits. I almost forget
Yeah.
how many he had.
Exactly. That's why I said that, because on Reels that I watch every night, he's
Yeah.
all over it.
Yeah.
And you see these performances that you forgot about. And I mean performances back when he was 12
Oh, yeah.
that are amazing.
Yeah.
Their premiere on the Carson show I watched the other night. And it's just like, wow, this kid was just born. There's some people that are born to do what they do.
Yeah. It was a God-given talent.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to explain it.
There is no other
there's
way.
it's kind of those once in a generation people who are born with just everything.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so I will never take that away from him.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
it's interesting that they're going to try to make the second movie and skirt any big issues.
Yeah. I don't know why I bring this up. Just
Go ahead.
because it's a Friday and I just want to
Yeah,
ramble.
we got nothing else.
Saw The Bridge Over the River Kwai again last night.
Classic film.
Oh, it's such a good film. It's such a good film because I had no intention of watching it because there was a basketball game on and there was something else I wanted to watch, and Abby Phillip and CNN, and I get sucked in. And it's one of those movies, like so many that I watch, these old movies, that once I start watching, I can't turn it. I can't turn it.
I'm that way. The Longest Day.
The Longest Day.
Yeah.
Oh, and I know what I wanted to talk about. The new Ike picture, the new D-Day picture that's coming out May 29th with the guy that played the whale. Who played the whale?
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser plays Eisenhower. Have you not seen this?
I've not seen this.
The preview? Really?
No.
Wow.
Well, it's not a major market release,
Right.
and so sometimes I have to chase those down.
Yeah.
And so right now the only 80% of the theaters in town are showing The Mandalorian because that opened today.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, and so it's a lot of times those films will come in. It's like the film I did a review on a film called the Wizard of the Kremlin, which is based on the guy who was sort of the puppet master behind Putin. I did an interview with Paul Dano for it and everything. That opened only at the mall at that theater there on one screen, and with limited showings. But I felt like that was an interesting enough film to at least talk about, as far as a review.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have to chase some of these down.
Yeah.
Because especially with KGT, I get one segment on Friday, and I have to decide. For example, like I had to do The Mandalorian. That's just we've been talking about that for a year now. So not to review it would have just been let down. But next week there's not. We're heading toward that beginning of June when we get some big titles. We'll take a look. I'll look for the Brendan Fraser thing. So,
yeah.
He's an interesting character, Brendan Fraser.
He is.
I was at a party once in Pasadena, and he was there for some TV show. I can't remember. And a friend of mine who's a good critic, we were sitting there, and he came up and he sat down with us, and he began to just cry about his career was over, and he had tried so hard, and he didn't know what he did wrong. And we talked with him, and he was great. He was, very sincere about all that. And then a couple, 2 or 3 years later, The Whale came along, and it sort of revived his career. But it was interesting to be with him at a time. The book I've always wanted to write, and I'm too old to do it now, but I can't imagine what it's like to be on a TV show where you are it. You are for 4 or 5 years, 7 years, whatever. You can get a table anywhere. Everybody knows who you are. You're just it, and then it ends. How do you adjust to life after that? And I think I always thought that'd be an interesting book to find out some people. How did you deal with it?
Yeah.
A lot of them don't. Then we see them become self-medicated, and we see some of them take their lives. I just always thought that'd be interesting.
Yeah. I've never understood the need for that adulation, the need for that love.
Yeah.
And I think it speaks of your character that, God, I would just run like a thief, take that money, go live in Malibu and live the rest of my life and be happy.
Be happy as yeah.
You know what I mean? You're right. There's some people, and some of my greatest heroes are like that. I think that's what destroyed Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
That he needed that. He needed to be in the ring, even when everyone is begging him, please don't go back. He had to do it. He needed the pre-boxing BS. He needed he needed that.
And again, talking about a once in a lifetime. Here's a boxer who he had a golden gift, and I feel like those last few years, painted a dark color for part of his career.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
I mean, he will always be the greatest. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I just wish he had stopped a little bit earlier. But I think it's how you define your life.
Yeah.
If you are defined by, what the job, I am Spartacus,
and I think most men are.
And so if that goes away, my point of view was, yes, my job was always great to me. I've always had a career that I've loved and appreciated. But when it would go away, I would reinvent myself.
Right.
Rather than going, well, that's it, I'm done. Oh, I'm going to just crawl. No, you reinvent yourself and you move on.
I've done it a couple of times.
Yeah,
I've
you
done it a
understand
couple of
that.
times.
And I will guarantee you that the majority of the people listening out there have had to do that themselves.
Sure.
Yeah, and I admire people who can do that, because it's the easy thing is to just say, I'm done.
Yeah.
I am never going to be the star that I was, and I can't get that choice table, and it's like,
And I think who's going to have to deal with it the most is the generations that are coming up now.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because what do you do if you're Ralph Bailey graduating from college in 2026? You know what I'm saying? I can't go work for a newspaper.
Nope.
What are we going to do? A podcast? Am I going to? There are very few radio stations.
You'd be one of 10 trillion podcasts out there.
Exactly.
And there's some podcasts have risen to the top, but how many of those are compared to the number out there?
And they're facing AI.
Yeah.
Coming to the rise, and I was listening to this on the Bill Maher show about how they're trying to instruct these kids not to be fearful of AI, to embrace it, because somebody's going to have to operate it. So know everything about it, so that you can be a part of it. Don't be afraid of it and run from it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be scary to be
and we get situations like Barnes and Noble announcing that they will start selling AI created books.
Really?
Yeah. And that got a big backlash about it. People saying, and the new CEO said, basically, here's the deal. If we say clearly this is an AI generated book, on the cover, that we're not trying to fool people, and we haven't ripped off somebody's style of writing, we have no problem selling that. But,
I don't like it.
I don't like it either because I as much as I understand technology and embracing technology, I still feel like I can't remember who had there's a quote in a famous movie about the thing that's always going to be missing is humanity.
Yeah.
And as long as once the humanity's gone, then it's not creative anymore. It's factory work.
Yeah. Rick Bentley is our guest, KGET entertainment reporter. The reason I brought up Bridge over the River Kwai is because every time, we gotta have it now. Is because every time I watch it, I learn something different.
Oh.
I really do. And I learned last night the psychological aspect of war and the ability to commit murder without a conscience.
Yeah.
Because that's really, at the end of the day, and this is what I've gleaned after seeing it 5 or 6 times, is what the movie's all about.
Yeah.
Because I don't mean to spoil it for you. If you really do want to see it, you might want to turn the radio down for a minute. But that's at the end of the movie where the kid has to kill the general to save to blow up the bridge,
right?
And he can't do it.
Yeah.
And they set that up for you because in the initial meeting when they interview the kid, they ask him exactly that: can you kill if you have to? And the kid is honest. He says, "I'm not certain. Yeah. I'll know when it happens." Yeah. And then at the end of the movie, at the crux of the film, he can't do it. And then Holden, who is the reluctant hero, has to try to come in and save the day, and then he dies.
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. I could talk about this movie forever.
Well, and to me, the sign of a great movie is one that you could watch first just for the entertainment.
Right.
I mean, if you just want to watch that as a pure entertainment, it is tremendous. But then when you watch it the second time and you start listening to the words, and then you see the subtext,
and you catch things you didn't catch in the first film,
right? And suddenly you realize that there's such a texture, and those are the films to me that and it's very simple to figure out which ones are. Those are the ones that you can look at today, and they still resonate.
Yep.
You know, they haven't grown old. The message is still there. You know, the presentation may seem a little archaic, but the story and the subtext and all that is still so deep. And again, it's like every time I watch Citizen Kane, I feel like I'm being pulled down even deeper into that whole political, psychological world and all that. And so that's why those are the great films to me.
Yeah, they really, really are. They really, really are. What else is going on?
Well, I just mentioned real quickly for those who wonder about The Mandalorian, it did open.
Tell us about it.
Well, basically, it's the latest. It's the first Star Wars movie to come out in just over 6 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's.
Do you know about this, Bernie?
I mean, I am not that much of a fan.
I thought you were. Okay.
Basically, it's based. There was a series on Disney Plus called The Mandalorian. It's about a race of bounty hunters, and it became very popular because in the first season, he met a character that we all called Baby Yoda for years. You know, we thought that was who it was, but it was the same species as Yoda, but it's a baby version, so it's Grogu. Anyway, the series has had him traveling, fighting bad guys. Well, they did 3 seasons, and they decided the 4th season should be big screen. Because the director, Jon Favreau, said, I wanted people to have that same experience I had when I went to see Star Wars at the movies for the first time and see that big screen action and all that sort of stuff.
Wow, Jon Favreau is still relevant. Huh?
Still relevant, yeah. He
didn't know that.
He directed this movie and he co-wrote it.
Didn't know that.
And so basically what he did was, instead of doing another season of the series, he made the big screen version. That being said, I feel like it's just a big screen version of the TV show.
Yeah.
And I said this in both of my online review for KGT and my on-air to this reviewing a film. I mean, I tried to review it for quality and all that sort of, and I can give you that review. But in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, a family of 4 going to see this, which was a TV series, is going to spend just for one night at the movie what 6 months of Disney Plus would have cost them, where they could have got that and all the other Star Wars movies and all the Spider-Man movies and all the Disney animated films. And so that nags at me a little bit, because I always hate to look at a person in the eye. I recommend a film, and they said, well, we hated it. I felt bad that they spent the money. But that being said,
right.
I just feel like it feels like a TV show that's just been put up on the big screen. I don't want to do a spoiler, but in the second half, there's this long scene where something happens to the Mandalorian, and baby Yoda, Grogu, is sort of becomes the center of this. And it goes on and on. And I get it. That little character has become iconic. He's very cute. I get it. But to just stop the movie cold, I did in my review for online. I wrote, it reminded me of when, you remember when Wile E. Coyote would paint that tunnel on the side of a mountain?
Yes.
And the Roadrunner would go, and then he just slam into it.
Right.
Well, the film felt like I slammed into that mountain.
Yeah.
It just came to a stop. And it took forever to get going again. So I gave it a B-. Part of that's because I'm a big Star Wars geek. I mean, I love it.
I was going to say, that's not a scathing review. That's pretty decent.
It's decent, but it's not great. I mean, it's
Yeah.
one of those things. It's like, if you want to see it at the theater, go. I'm not, you're not going to hate me for that. But if you feel like, well, I'm kind of iffy, well, it's going to be on streaming within 3 months.
Yeah.
So you can pay for your Disney Plus, buy all the popcorn you want, all the soda, the liquor you want, whatever you want, and still have it. I think is an enjoyable experience.
Okay. All right. You know what I've gotten hooked on?
Heroin?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I tried that.
Okay,
That didn't work out for me. Euphoria.
First season or second season?
Third season, actually. And I didn't realize, I thought this was the first season.
Oh.
And Randy was like, no, dude, they start in high school.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, good. I'm not sure I wanted to see this set of characters in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
but it's interesting now. That
as creepy as it's going to sound.
Yeah.
I think the first season was 10 times better than this season.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and I literally,
because at one point HBO will do the whole.
Yeah, and it's there. You can go see it. Yeah. I literally hated those characters, but it was compelling to watch.
See, that's what I'm saying. I thank you. That's what that's why I said I want to see. I don't like them now. So I can't imagine them on a high school
you
level.
will really hate them in high school.
I'm sure. It's a weird connection, but there's so many people in here that I know. Kadeem Hardison is in it. Sharon Stone is in it. Marshall Lynch, former running back for the Raiders, is in it.
Sydney Sweeney,
who I'm not a fan of really, but okay.
Yeah, but
yeah.
She's got her assets.
Yeah, she does have her assets. And of course, Zendaya is executive producer and star.
Yeah.
It's an interesting.
It's a very interesting show.
It is. It's not your typical.
Oh,
there's not a lovable character in the film.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was like watching coming up on a horrific crash, and it's still in the process. I can't turn away, but I need to. But no,
But now
But as I always tell people about art when I do the those who work down at the Museum of Art or watching TV or movies, the purpose of art is to make you react.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to make you like it.
Yeah.
You can hate it deeply, and it's done its job.
Yeah. Because I think it does take a photograph, maybe not a complete picture, but a quick snapshot of that life, of that drug, prostitute, drug addict life. It really does.
Yeah, and as dark and dismal as it is, and how much I despise that world.
Yeah.
Again, it's made me react to it. The worst TV show, movie, anything, are those that you just watch and you go, okay.
Yeah.
I have what did I even watch? I've forgotten that quickly. So yeah, it should affect you. And again, if you hate it, that's fine. It's done its job.
Yeah. But it's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. What else has Zendaya done? What would I know her from?
Well,
because I saw her on the screen of this, and I was like, I've never seen this child before in my life.
Yeah.
I heard the name, obviously.
Okay, she started as a Disney Channel kid.
No wonder.
She had a show that's where I first interviewed her, was way back there.
Yeah.
Then she was in The Greatest Showman.
With
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. Yeah.
I thought she was wonderful in that.
Yeah.
She's in the Dune movies.
Oh, okay. Another reason I haven't seen her.
Yeah, I'm just saying she's done a lot. She did a movie last year about a couple of tennis players that she was having a relationship with both of them, and I didn't care for it, but it did pretty well about people who like romance and sex and that sort of thing.
Okay.
She's done a lot. It's just probably probably not stuff that's in your wheelhouse.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
She's very good in Dune.
Is she?
Yeah, I think she's the saving grace of Dune. But
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. But here's a girl who's, I think she's got her head on straight. Her dad has really directed her career. She's
Is he famous? Is he somebody we know?
No, just dad.
Yeah.
But she's become this sort of fashion icon.
Really?
Yeah. And I just think just as one of the most stunning women on the planet. She's just gorgeous.
What is she ethnically? She seems ethnically ambiguous.
Yeah, I used to know, and it's part African American, part Philippine.
Yeah.
I think there's an Asian influence. In
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And don't quote me on that. It's the end of the Friday, and everybody went home, and I didn't. So I can't. But
you can tell there's
real quick, interesting story about Zendaya. The first I did one of the early interviews with her. I went down to LA. She had this show where it was two girls who were on this dance show. They were the dance. So they said, well, you want to do an interview? Sure. I'm sitting out in a stairwell underneath stairs. They bring her out. We sit under the stairwell and I do the interview. And it was just one of those kind of interesting, we're sitting on the floor talking. And it just seemed like the right place to do the interview.
Yeah.
So it was fun. Yeah.
all right, the stock just went up with me a little bit.
Okay.
I tune in every Sunday.
Well,
before it, but yeah, I thought it was the first season. Didn't realize it was the third.
Yeah. If you get a chance, go back and watch the first one.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Okay.
Rick Bentley, everybody. KGT entertainment reporter and our Friday regular. Heading into the 4 o'clock hours. We head into Memorial Day weekend. Bringing in our good friend Jeff Salters from Salty's Barbecue. We're going to talk about the Portrait of a Warrior Gallery. If you haven't been there, you're doing yourself a disservice. Grab your kids and get downtown. We'll talk about it next with Salty. In the meantime, you're listening to The Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, and we're streaming live at kernradio.com. Yes, Cassie?
Kern Radio.
I'm taking it. I owe you dinner.
KERN 96.1 FM, H1 Smack Bakersfield, an American General Media station.
Why?
News this hour from Town Hall.
Everyone.
A march was held in Kyiv to oppose the government's bill on missing Ukrainian soldiers.
Really?
Ukrainians have marched through
You went
Kyiv
by
demanding
yourself?
that the government veto a bill
You
on
should have called
missing
me.
soldiers.
I live walking
The
distance.
protesters gathered to
And I owe you
oppose bill
dinner.
number 13646, which addresses the legal status of missing persons. Mariana Yatselenko, who took part in the march, said families came out so the missing are not equate with the dead. Officials say more than 90,000 people are listed as missing in Ukraine's unified registry of persons who disappeared under special circumstances. I'm Lawrence Brooks.
The Trump administration announced it is sending 5,000 more troops to Poland, a reversal of
Would
an
they have the
earlier
chili
order
verde sauce over the
withdrawing
top of it, or just the
5,000 troops
béarnaise
from
sauce?
Europe. Swedish Foreign Minister Maria Malmer Stenegard says Europe and Sweden
Really?
must be able to rely on their own military strength after the announcement.
Never had that.
Well, it is confusing, indeed, and not always easy to navigate. I guess you feel the same as I do.
It's tough, Jim.
But we need to continue to focus on what we do.
That's what I always do.
Everyone else
I
does.
can't
So we
remember last time I finished a
to
steak
invest in our
there.
own defense and our own capabilities.
Tulsi Gabbard has
All right, well, I owe you
resigned
dinner
as
still. I will
Donald
take you up
Trump's
there. We'll do it
Director of
again.
National Intelligence,
Okay.
saying she
All right,
needs
so have
to
a good
leave
weekend.
office as her
Thank
husband
you.
battles cancer. She is the fourth cabinet member to depart during Trump's second term, all of them women. In a resignation letter which she posted on social media, Gabbard said she told Trump she would leave her job on June 30th. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 294 points, the Nasdaq rose 50, the S&P 500 advanced 27, oil around $96 a barrel. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, if your loved one is aging but still mobile, still values their independence, there's a simple tool that keeps them safe and keeps you in the know. I am proud to tell you about Safety Plus by Connected Caregiver. Safety Plus is a wearable device that alerts you immediately if your loved one has had a fall. They can wear it as a necklace, on their belt. There's even a great watch option. There's even a simple push button on the device, allowing mom or dad instant access to emergency services. As you age, it's not like you plan for a fall. Suddenly your knee might lock up. There's an uneven surface, wet floor. There's simply no excuse to not wear something discreet that keeps you safe and can keep you at home longer. That's Safety Plus by Connected Caregiver. To see if you qualify for a free device, call 888-870-8020, 888-870-8020, or visit ccgoffer.com, ccgoffer.com. Again, 888-870-8020. With Connected Caregiver, peace of mind is just a phone call away.
Here's one
from the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update.
Safe driving during the Memorial Day weekend. I'm Chris Davis. It's not just the Highway Patrol. Most cities and counties throughout the state are expected to have extra officers out looking for drunk or high drivers this Memorial Day weekend. But the Highway Patrol is promoting their campaign and warning people to not drive impaired. Their enforcement period with extra officers and patrols begins tonight at 6 and ends at 11:59 Memorial Day night. You may have heard this morning about the new bill that's being introduced in the U.S. Senate to help pay for new technology to fight the invasion of golden mussels. Well, Bakersfield's Water Resources Department is asking you to do your part to stop the mussels from doing what they do. If you have a boat, you're being asked to clean, drain, and dry. Essentially, they'd like for you to give the boat a thorough cleaning after you get it out of the water to keep any golden mussels from getting to bodies of water where they are not yet living, like Lake Isabella and the Kern River. Property crime has gone down in Bakersfield over the past year, but you are once again being asked to do your part by reporting crime quickly, says Bakersfield Chief of Police Brett Stratton. At a public forum on Crime Thursday, he says it's important that the police know about the crime so that they can track them, which is part of a bigger effort to cut down on them. Meanwhile, Sheriff Donnie Youngblood says that one of his main difficulties in fighting crime effectively is being able to keep deputies, with many of his officers being new on the job because of it. If you're planning on traveling anywhere for Memorial Day, gas prices are still up there with an average of $6.12 for a gallon of regular, says Gas Buddy. That organization also says those prices are not likely to be coming down significantly anytime soon. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
We're salty.
The rest well in a month from now, this Hollywood big shot's gonna
We're salty.
Too late. They start shooting in a week. I'm gonna make him an offer again.
The Ralph Bailey Show, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
And I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Hour 2 of the broadcast on this Friday. I want to thank Rick Bentley for joining us. We still got lots to do coming up. Got some miscellaneous audio that I want to play for you. Just some stuff that I've accumulated. Got a guy from outside of Kern County going to break down what our 5 most popular restaurants are. You're going to get a laugh out of this, Jack, on so many different levels. Plus, I've got some audio of a man explaining the relationship between Marcus Allen and Al Davis. If you're not aware of this, Marcus Allen was at the peak of his career. He had just been the MVP of the Super Bowl, and his relationship with Mr. Davis crumbled to the point where Marcus wasn't getting any playing time, and he finally got traded to the Kansas City Chiefs, where he was Marcus Allen. It wasn't a matter of talent. There was a discrepancy between the two men personally. And I have this story cold. I've not only have a source with the Raiders that told me the real deal, but I met a relative of Marcus Allen's here in this community that tried to tell me the story. And I said, I know the story. I know at the time he was the communications director for the I think at the time they were the Oakland Raiders, who told me the story. I worked with Mike Taylor at the LA Sentinel, and he told me the real story behind the divide between Mr. Allen and Mr. Davis. So we'll play that for you. We've got that Javier Becerra interview that is, I just don't see how in the world he's one of the 2 finalists. We'll see what happens. And I think even if I'm wrong and Becerra somehow gets in with Hilton, that's still a win for us because I think he's an easy beat. I think Javier Becerra is an easy beat. You know, we played you that audio of the Democrats saying he was Democrats. He was a horrible HHS secretary. And the key to the audio is that it wasn't just Sochi Hinojoso's opinion. She was part of the Biden administration. But if you remember in the audio, and we play it again later in the show, she says, you can ask anybody in the cabinet that knew Becerra, that knew that he was a horrible HHS secretary. That is telling. And wait till you hear this interview. And finally, the final 4th piece of miscellaneous audio we got is Dusty Baker. I've often told you the story that Dusty tells about being on deck when Hank Aaron hit 715 and how Hank told him, I'm going to end this right now. Well, you're going to hear it personally from Dusty Baker. And he tells another great story about how the only reason that his parents at the age of 19 let Dusty Baker leave Oakland to go to Atlanta, because remember, this is the 1960s. And Atlanta and the Deep South in the 1960s for a young black kid was a tough place to be, Jack. And the only reason his parents let him go was because Hank flew to Oakland, met with Dusty's parents, and said, I'll take care of your boy. And they let him go, and they became mentors and dear friends. And there's just some great stories that he tells. But for those that are viewing on YouTube can see the late Jeff Salters. And for those on radio, no, he hadn't died. He's just tardy, but he's here.
I come rolling in hot.
Yes, I saw the truck coming. I was like, slow down, Jeff. We got 2 hours, baby. Don't kill yourself trying to get in here. What's going on, Salty?
Man, I'm just having a lot of fun. Got a lot of wheels burning, turning. I don't know. Can you hear me?
No, I'm looking.
Oh,
Chris, no, there's no ribs, little drumette, something.
It's almost
some
4.
beans, maybe, nothing.
I haven't even been to either one of the restaurants today.
Nothing, Chris,
I've
nothing.
been busy.
I haven't even had lunch today. So
Nothing.
I'm appalled.
Nothing.
Nothing. That's sadness.
It's sad.
Because every time Cassie Biddle comes in here, she brings a table full of food.
Your food gives
Just
me
saying.
joy, Salty.
It does. It
gives
brings
me nothing
brings
but
us
joy.
Brings us happiness.
Let's see. It was
No, you don't have to dial it.
Joking.
No, we're kidding.
No,
Jeff,
put it away.
Jeff,
Put
we're
it away.
joking. Jeff, we're joking. You
Hey, I know a guy.
I know you do.
I call him son.
Yes, I know. Well, first of all, congratulations on your recent anniversary.
Thank you.
What number is this?
Number 40.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell the story.
So my beautiful wife, Melissa.
No, I want to go all the way back to the Mustang. I want to go all the way back.
Yeah. So we're high school friends, right? And
at Arvin High School.
At Arvin High School. She doesn't quite.
Couple of bears.
Right. She doesn't quite understand the my humor at the time. Our freshman sophomore years. I found out she was.
What kind of kid were you?
She wasn't. I was very short. I literally I didn't grow till after high school because I was actually a year ahead. My mom put me in school. But I can't hear really good.
You don't have to.
Okay,
No,
good.
no.
I don't feel.
No.
Well, I usually don't anyway. Anyway, so my mom put me in school early to kind of get me out of the house because I was a very bright boy. Yeah. I mean, when I was a little boy, I was so bright. My parents called me son. And I set it up well. I did. Thank you. I'll be playing tomorrow.
It's almost as good as the buffalo that was saying goodbye to his child going to college.
Yes.
He said, "Bye, son."
I love it.
Bye, son. Okay, sorry.
That's good.
Anyway.
So we've known each other since 4th grade. We had
Since 4th grade.
Yeah, we had our
I think that even tops my parents. My parents met at 8.
Yeah, so we still have the picture for our 4th grade class picture.
That's crazy.
And
And you're both in the picture.
And we're both in the picture.
That's crazy.
And several friends that we still communicate with today are in that picture. I mean, we grew up in Lamont, and back in the day, I mean, the people that we grew up with, the kids we grew up with, we all went to school together.
Yeah.
And the way Lamont worked, your first, second, third.
You didn't know the Adams family?
Some of them.
I'm not trying to be funny.
No.
Roxana and
Eric Adams. I don't know if Eric's that.
No, he's not part of the family.
Okay.
There are a bunch of sisters, Dawn and Roxana.
That would ring a bell.
Cute blondes. You even remember them? Yeah, because I keep
you're-
forgetting you're younger than I am.
I'm a tad younger.
And Roxana was a year older than me.
Yeah, so
I'm 70. So no, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But
You
anyway,
don't look a day over 50.
thank you. Did you see I got the knot taken off?
You know what? I'm
See
looking at
that?
it right now. I mean, I'm not trying to be able to go, oh, that doesn't look half as bad. You know, I saw
doesn't
the
look half as
I saw the
bad.
patch on your forehead, and I thought to myself, he didn't call Deanna and I to help with that. We could have been there. I could have,
Yeah,
done
the last
something,
time.
man. You know
Yeah,
me, I'm
yeah.
part of your medical team
Taking
now.
pictures of me at bad spots. All right, so let's get back to fourth grade.
Fourth grade, we have, we're in class together. Don't know that we're technically friends, but I guess we are because we're in class together.
All right, let's
And we
speed
go
up,
through.
speed
we
up
go
to
through
teenage.
In teenage years, I go away for a year, and my parents divorced, and I went to Bakersfield for 1 year in 7th grade, back out to Lamont, to Mountain View Junior High for 8th grade. And
Wow, think how differently your life would have been if you had stayed at BHS.
yeah, it's been world. I mean, it just sometimes we play that through how
I
God
know.
orchestrates our life, and
Mhm.
we know what's going on. You just kind of you think it's life, and yet there's a plan,
Clearly.
and you just kind of you're going along with it, and he just kind of opens doors and avenues for you to get through. And so, freshman, sophomore year in high school, we're good. We know each other. We're in a band together and all that fun stuff. And I'm probably more of a punk kid than anybody would want.
Yeah. But you're not boyfriend, girlfriend yet.
No, not even close. She couldn't stand me. That's why I'm kind of amazed that I really kind of turned charm on our junior year in high school, because that's when we got the Mustang.
Right.
And she came to school late, and so ended up getting into my English class. Mr. Fulton was our English teacher, super cool dude, and get him talking, and we were gone.
Yeah.
Oh,
I had
and
teachers like that.
I'd get him chatting every chance I could. I love that guy. We had a lot of fun. But anyway, so I ended up talking her into a ride, because we both grew up and lived in Lamont, and she had to go to Arvin. No sense riding by herself. So, but yeah, she gave me a ride in this really cool '69 Mustang, and then last year I found one a couple years ago and restored it to look like hers, almost identical, and give it to her. And it's fun. We get to drive around, cruise in it. It's cool. Right now, my youngest son Scott's, he's got it at his house right now. We're doing some remodels on the shop and some garages, and so he's been cruising around today. He took our one of our grandsons, Stanley, his last day of school in it, I believe. So
nice.
Showed some pictures out front of it. So that was really cool.
That is
But yeah,
cool.
it's what, Ralph, it's been so good. We went to Pismo. We were supposed to be in Maui right now, but it just
What happened?
I sold a house. And
Yeah,
so-
I saw that. Why did you do that? You
You know
moved
what?
out of that house you've been in
Again,
for how long?
32 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You had the whole family on the block at one
We
point.
did, yeah. My dad was on one to the right of us. My son lived across the street from us. And my son, his wife, and grandbabies, they all moved. And then we bought the house, put my dad in it. And literally, we weren't looking, but my son, Scotty, he's always in the middle of some stuff, it seems like.
Yeah.
One night, after 9 o'clock at night, sends a text message to Melissa and I, hey, check this out. And it's a house that literally checked all the boxes. It was a bigger house for us, for the kids. We all get together. We have room. Had more than one bathroom, which was a definite plus. Our little house, we raised 3 boys.
In a 1-bedroom home?
3-bedroom, 1 bath.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it was good. It worked. We had a system. It was funny coming home on Sunday afternoons, coming home from church. In the back seat, you'd hear dibs. I dibs the bathroom. So that was it's just the life, right? You don't know what you don't have. You don't have it.
Right.
Right. We knew that, having an extra bathroom would be great, but we weren't going to move. We didn't have the ability to move. So we made 1 bathroom work.
I don't think I've ever heard of that. A 3-bedroom home with 1 bath.
Downtown.
No bathroom in the master bedroom?
No, there's no master bathroom. They're all literally 3 bedrooms in the back of the way this house was built. There's 3 bedrooms, and our home was a large home. It's one of on Sunset, the old house there, one of the larger homes on the block. It was actually built on a lot and a half. So the original builders, took extra property, made it. So it's one of the bigger properties in that area.
Wow.
So yeah.
Okay. We brought you in here because it's Memorial Day,
Yes.
and we want to talk about the Portrait of a Warrior.
Love talking about the Portrait
Talk about
Warrior
the gallery.
You know what? It is. I heard you talk about it a little bit a while ago. Probably one of the best known secrets or unknown secrets of this community.
Yeah, I agree.
every time somebody comes in that gallery, it changes you. And
Take your breath away.
Absolutely,
really
it's a stunning remembrance of really what this weekend's all about. Right?
Yeah.
This is Memorial Weekend, where we honor and remember the sacrifice of those who paid the ultimate price for our freedom. And in the gallery, we have 27 of Kern County's men who paid that ultimate price. Last weekend, we were out at the Kevin Harvick's Kern County Raceway, where we had a bunch of folks who donated $100 to take one of our mobile portraits. So we have the portraits that are on the wall, and we have a duplicate of that, a smaller version, and we took it out to the racetrack. And last weekend was their Salute the Heroes weekend, and we had those portraits. Each person stood in front of their cars on the track, part of the pre-race ceremonies, and we read the names of all 27.
Nice.
Silence, and then they played taps, and it's just a very. I mean, you're out at this racetrack, right? And as I'm reading the names off, it's absolute silence, as an honor and remembrance of that. And so the gallery is that place where we do that. And as well as in the gallery, we have what we call the Hall of Honor, and we honor the service and sacrifice. So these are right now, I think there's 21 portraits in the Hall of Honor, and those are men and women who died non-combat related. And we honor their service and their sacrifice as well, and remember them for their service.
Yeah.
So it's in an amazing place. We got the Vietnam memorabilia room. We have a room with 180 Vietnam vets, their portraits inside hanging up, 8x10 portraits of them. And we also have the MIA room, which is the dog tag room, which has 82,000+ dog tags from our servicemen and women who are missing in action. Yeah. And many of those will never be found. And then on the outer wall of that room, there's 126 dog tags, which are the Kern County men who are missing in action. And 2 of those have actually been dipped in gold. So when they find somebody's remains, they dip it in gold and hang it back up.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's quite the place.
And what's important to know about the portraits is they're not just simple portraits. It's not just a picture of the veteran. It's a tale of their lives.
Yeah.
So, for example, for me, there might be, if I had died in action, there'd be a picture of me in my uniform. And there might be a picture of me playing baseball, or maybe me playing golf. I mean, it tells these kids' lives, because most of them are all under 25 years old, so there's not much life to tell.
Well, and there's a couple that are older. We have David Perry, I believe, and he worked out at Wasco Prison. He was a guard out there, a corrections officer, and he was killed. He was in Afghanistan, and he saw a package in a building. He evacuated the building, went back in to investigate the package. It detonated, killed him.
Wow.
And he was, I think, in his 30s or 40s.
Yeah.
And talking about the portraits, what's so unique about the portraits is that the parents, the family, they choose the images that are in that portrait.
Right. That tells their son's lives.
The artist draws it, but the artist sits down with the parents and the family, and they say, "Tell us about your child. Tell us about who they were." And you see them. Some of them, you see these little quirky smiles on their faces, and just some of them are in their wrestling uniforms, some of them in their baseball, football. I mean, it's just all over the place in what they do. And the portrait is meant to share the image, share the remembrance, and share their story.
Yeah.
All right. And that's what we try to do as we honor these men, and it's just to share their story. And as our motto at the gallery is to always remember and never forget.
Yeah. Have we talked with Jeff Salters, owner of Salty's Barbecue, about the Portrait of Warrior Gallery downtown? Have we worked in and incorporated the high schools and the junior high schools? Because I think that it should be mandatory.
Oh, it should. So there's some exciting things coming for us at the gallery. We have our you got to meet Miss Donna here. We brought her down for our Vietnam veterans.
She's great.
We are in the beginning stages of planning our inaugural Portrait of a Warrior Gala. It'll be November 14th, the Saturday after Thanksgiving. We already have Miss Donna booked to come back and be our headline speaker that day.
Nice.
And it's going to be an incredible night. And we're trying to raise some funds because we got some big plans on the horizon for the gallery. We want to expand. We want to grow. We want to give it a space, to make a space so that we can fit high school. Right now, you get 20 people in that gallery, and it's tight. I had an event a couple months ago. There was a downtown group doing some work, and I think it was like 30 of them, and it was elbows
It's
to
pretty
elbows. We
crowded,
had to split them
yeah.
up, but
Yeah, it's a
so we-
small space.
Yeah, but it's just a touching space. It's beautiful. It's 1925 I Street. If you have not been there, we're open Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays from 11 to 3. Get down there, go. And if you can't go, then get your wallet out, get your credit card out, go onto our Portrait of Warrior, kern-warrior.com. I believe I should know that off my head. And go on there and donate to the gallery. We need your support to continue our efforts to always remember and never forget.
Yeah. Help them out and get down there Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 11 to 3. And this will be a great weekend to do so. Be a great weekend to do so. I bet you're going to be busy as all get out Saturday.
Oh, I hope. Our volunteers are down there. They're working, and it's right across from Dagny's. So if someone kind of wonder where it's at, right across the street from Dagny's, get in there and just walk around.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we're starting to do a lot more activity. Our friend Richard Forrester, he's helping us out on our social media side of things. And yesterday I was there, and a couple ladies walked in, and we were talking and said, "Well, how'd you hear about it?" She goes, "Oh, I saw it on Facebook."
Yeah.
So
It's that simple.
we just spread the word, get it out there, and share the memories and share the hope that we have in this great country, because young men and women are brave enough to put that uniform on.
Absolutely. Keep up the great work, Salty. Love you,
Thank you,
Pop.
man.
Always
Appreciate
good to
you.
see you, man. Jeff Salters, quick timeout. We'll check the board, see what you're all talking about. I got some audio to play for you. Coming up at 5, we'll talk about the departure, the resignation of Tulsi Gabbard. That's all coming up on the Ralph Bailey Show right here on Newstalk 96.1, AM 1230. And we're streaming live at kernradio.com. Sweet. That was outstanding. Nice job. What else is going on, Pop? So where you living? What part of town?
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN. First Look with Scott Cox, morning 6 to 9 a.m.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here from the First Look program. We're taking a nice 3-day weekend in remembrance of Memorial Day. Hope everybody has a safe and sane weekend. Join us back here on Tuesday. We'll have the Hot List and Lois Henry from SJV Water. Plus
How's he
news,
doing?
traffic, and weather. It's all happening at 6 to 9 right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Attention, Medicare beneficiaries in Kern County. Are you looking for a doctor who truly listens, someone who cares about your health and respects your time with minimal wait times and prompt referral authorizations? Well, it may be time to learn about QualCare IPA. QualCare IPA partners with most Medicare Advantage health plans, giving you access to a large, community-based network of outstanding physicians and quality hospitals right here in Kern County. Local doctors, trusted hospitals, personalized care. Medicare Advantage plans offer benefits beyond original Medicare, but understanding your options for 2026 can feel overwhelming. That's where we can help. Call 661-554-4544 today to learn more about your Medicare Advantage choices. Our knowledgeable team is ready to help you understand your coverage options and make confident decisions about your care. Again, that's 661-554-4544. Get the information you need and the coverage you deserve. For accommodations of persons with special needs at meetings, call 661-554-4544, TTY 711.
Right.
I love days
How's
like
she
these,
dressed?
but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. I'm ready to make a splash
She was
with
with
clearer
somebody?
skin thanks to Sky
Some
Rizzy,
dude?
Risankizumab Rizza.
Oh, yeah. they
Sky
were
Rizzy is
casing
a prescription-only injection for
They were
adults who are
casing the
candidates for
joint.
systemic or
Send her
phototherapy.
in.
At 4 months, most people
and
saw
then let me know what's
90%
going
clearer
on.
skin when measured
We'll
from
come
head to
back
toe,
tonight
and many were
and
even
hit it.
100%
That's
plaque
exactly
free.
what they were fucking doing.
People also saw significant
Good,
improvement in
yeah.
psoriasis symptoms of
some
pain,
shit out,
redness,
yeah.
itching, and burning.
Yeah,
Don't
that's
use if
exactly
allergic
what
to
they were
Sky
doing. They were
Rizzy.
casing
Serious
the joint,
allergic
dude.
reactions, increased infections,
What
or
the
lower ability to
fuck?
fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and
21st century.
tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Now there's nothing on my skin, thanks to Sky Rizzy, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Sky Rizzy, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis.
Good.
Visit skyrizzy.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZY to learn more.
Good. Yeah, that's scary. as
Supervisor
hell.
Jeff Flores here.
You playing any
I'm
golf?
proud of what we've accomplished together for Kern County.
Yeah?
We've completed over 75 miles of new roads, as well as
Yeah.
major
I
road
can turn it
repairs,
off.
improving safety and traffic flow. We've opened a new facility
All right. Well, good. I'm glad. Because I told him I might go on that if we're able to flip the bill. All right, Salty. Have a good weekend, man.
Hey,
Love you, Pop.
Appreciate you.
All right,
Thank
I'll
you
see
very
you.
much.
All right,
The
man.
Dodgers.
Jeff Salters, everybody.
Hey, we'll be out there just FYI.
Hey, hang on. Turn the mic on. It's on now.
Okay, on Monday, Memorial Day, we're
Yeah.
going to be out at the park, Riverwalk. We've got the 1,000 flags going on this
Right,
weekend.
right.
At 12 o'clock noon, we're going to be honoring our 27.
Oh,
We'll
cool.
be out there, part of that ceremony that day.
At the Riverwalk.
Yeah, they have asked me to come back out this year and do that again. So that was very moving. So yeah, so make sure you get out there and check that out.
Cool.
So
I'll pump that up.
Yeah, they'll have guys out there tomorrow with the canopies and all that fun stuff.
All right, cool. All right, man.
Hey.
Always good to see
Have
you.
fun,
All right,
guys.
Pop.
Thank you.
We'll see you. Jeff Salters. Little Ray Charles. What happened to the late great?
Yeah, I started a song and then YouTube decided, oh, I'm going to throw an ad in on you right when you start. So that's why we were dark for like 3 seconds before I could get Ray going.
I'm so tired of that. Did you take there's an ad in one of those audios I sent you too.
There's an ad?
Yeah, in the Dusty Baker audio.
Hear that?
Maybe you think it drops out when you transfer it, maybe? Because I thought for sure there was an ad in it. But we're gonna play some audio, some random audio, just some stuff that I picked up when we come back. Don't go anywhere.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. SpaceX has launched its biggest, most powerful Starship yet. The rocket blasted off from the southern tip of Texas on Friday, carrying 20 mock Starlink satellites on a test flight extending halfway around the world. Nothing's being recovered. It's the 12th test flight of the rocket that Elon Musk is building to get people to Mars one day. Tulsi Gabbard has resigned as President Trump's Director of National Intelligence, saying she needed to leave office as her husband battles cancer. She is the fourth cabinet member to depart during Trump's second term, all of them women. In her resignation letter, which she posted on social media, Gabbard said she told Trump she would leave her job on June 30th. On Wall Street, the Dow by 294 points. More details at srnnews.com.
You've probably heard of Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN. Headlines from the KERN Newsroom.
I'm Chris Davis. If you have a boat and you have it in the water this weekend or any weekend after this, you are being asked to clean, drain, and dry the boat when you get it out of the water. That's Bakersfield's Water Resources Department's slogan to remind people to help stop the spread of golden mussels. For your Memorial Day travel, the Highway Patrol is reminding you that if you drink and drive, they'll have extra officers out this weekend starting tonight at 6 to do their best to lock you up. You can expect other city and county police departments to be doing the same thing. And if you're getting gas for a Memorial Day trip, you will pay on average about $6.12 per gallon of regular in California, says Gas Buddy. $5.25 in Nevada, $4.78 in Arizona, and $5.30 in Oregon. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
Kern County is hiring its next state assembly member. Let's review the applicants. Applicant 1, Ana Palacio. Top funders, Sacramento Special Interests spending big to buy her the job. Healthcare plan, $700 billion government takeover that eliminates Medicare for millions of seniors and gives control of our healthcare decisions to Sacramento politicians. Pretty radical. There's no way we can afford Ana Palacio. Applicant 2, Andre Gonzalez. Experience, elected to the Bakersfield City Council.
The kid got to go home early.
Addressed housing affordability and
He
brought
got to leave
jobs
at
to
2
Kern
o'clock.
County. Healthcare plan, expand access and bring a medical school to Kern County. Accountable to Kern County voters.
Is that this weekend?
Oh, easy
So they got
choice.
screwed?
Vote for Andre Gonzalez for state assembly. Kern County's voice every time. Ad paid for by Keep California Golden. Ad committee's top funders, California Association of Realtors, Alliance of California's Farmers and Ranchers, and California Building Industry Association.
Right.
Not authorized by a candidate or a committee controlled by a candidate.
One car, a world of rewards at Hard Rock Casino Tejon. Unity by Hard Rock turns every moment into more rewards, more perks, more places to use them. Earn while you game, dine, and explore, then redeem at participating Hard Rock locations around the world. From your favorite local spot to legendary destinations, your rewards go where you do. Unity by Hard Rock. Join today and make every visit count. Must be 21 years of age or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
First Look with Scott Cox, morning 6 to 9 a.m.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here from the First Look program. We're taking a nice 3-day weekend in remembrance of Memorial Day. Hope everybody has a safe and sane weekend. Join us back here on Tuesday. We'll have the
Is
hot
JR
list
still
and
doing
Lois
Terry's
Henry
show?
from SJV Water. Plus news, traffic, and weather. It's all happening at 6 to 9 right here at News Talk
What are they gonna
96.1
do?
and AM 1230 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Hey, it's JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, starting at 1 p.m. Now back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Yeah, I listened for 20 minutes. JR doesn't say it's not the thing. So,
You are live over there, right?
I am.
Just to make sure.
Don't lose, Rob. Pump it up, pain. Sunshine and rain. Come on, come on. Sun and rain. Sunshine and rain. See, you just can't follow instructions, can you? Just turn it off.
Once I get about halfway through and I'm
I don't
like,
know what you
give
want
me,
me to
give
do
me
by
about 10 or 15 seconds. And then if I go like 20, 25 seconds and I start to feel it, just turn the music off.
See, this is where
Just
the
turn it
retention on YouTube comes into play.
True that. That's another reason. Just turn it off. Because they'll black us out if we go too long with somebody else's music.
Well, that they've at this point they're just.
Well, then what were you talking about?
No, I'm talking about people wanting to watch.
They would like to see me act like a fool, that's for sure. Where do we start? Let's start with the best restaurants. This is just miscellaneous audio that I found, that I've saved, and I've saved, and I saved. And it was just a Friday. It's been a rough week. I know you guys haven't agreed with me on just about every topic that I've come up with. You don't agree with me on the $1.8 billion slush fund that we're going to give to criminals. We're going to give to racists. We're going to give to grifters like Mike Lindell, who's asking for tens of millions of dollars. And the fact that you're okay with the fact that Donald Trump's personal attorney, Todd Blanche, who is now soon to become the full-time attorney general, is the one that selects the 5 members who will determine who gets the money, how much they get. And you're not having a problem with the fact that all of this can be kept secret. Let me read you what I read yesterday in description of the 5 members. The agreement states the 1.8, and we're talking about $2 billion. $2 billion. It is not like, it's 1927 and, it's money is falling out of the skies. It's more like 1929 or 1930. But nevertheless, the agreement states that payments will be reported quarterly to the Justice Department, but those records will remain confidential. And the fund members will get to determine whether to disclose their process for granting or denying claims. So in other words, we're never going to know why they picked who they picked. We'll never know who they picked. We'll never know how much money they gave to whom they picked. And we'll never know why they did what they did with $2 billion of our dollars, and you all are willing to sign off on that. I just can't comprehend that. I really, really can't. So I figured today we just have some fun and just take a deep breath as we go in and try to remember those that have made really the ultimate sacrifice, and that is their lives for this nation and for democracy. And of course, you disagree with me on January 6th, a day which I think democracy was threatened. Not only did these people commit violent crimes, but the heart of what they were trying to do is the heart of our democracy. Voting, the process. And they were trying to stop this. A bona fide election that there are still nitwits running around claiming that Joe Biden didn't win, yet they can't explain this mechanism that the Democratic Party suddenly came up with in 2020. Why didn't they have it in 16? Why didn't they use it in 24? If there is a surefire method that you can tilt the scale of a presidential national election, why don't they run it out every 4 years? Why do they just run it out for Joe Biden? Did they do that for Obama as well? It's nutsy cuckoo, y'all. So after a week of fighting with you on those, I thought we would just have some fun. Here, listen to this guy. This is pretty funny, I thought. This nitwit, I don't know where this guy's from, but it certainly ain't Kern County. Here's his 5, and I think he's basing this on Yelp and likes and all this nonsense, because there's 1 or 2 that are accurate. Other than that, it's a bunch of crap.
Here are the 5 highest rated sit-down restaurants in Bakersfield, California, coming to the number 5 spot with right around 1,300 positive online reviews and an average cost anywhere between $20 to $40. We have Luigi's. This is a classic Italian deli known for their hot pastrami sandwich, truffle sanchetti, and butterfinger pie slice. Moving to
Okay,
the 4th
stop. Sanchetti? Really? Sanchetti. And did you hear the price that he gave? Between $20 and $40? You need $40 to stand in line outside. Have you gone crazy? We all love Luigi's, but we all know $20, $40. As I am wont to break down on this broadcast, how do I begin my day at Luigi's, Chris Burdick?
With the truffles.
$18 right there. What the... I almost cursed on the radio. What the Sam Hill is he talking about? $20 to $40. My appetizer is $18. But I mean, I'm not hanging on Luigi's. I'm just saying, where did this guy get this information? And he leads with the pastrami?
Yeah, I was just thinking that too. Like, that's not really what they're
Like
known
the
for.
pastrami? Like, really?
A hot pastrami sandwich. Like,
I mean,
no.
don't get me wrong. Oh, I've had it, and it's outstanding.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that's not true. I'm just saying that
I would argue it's probably the best pastrami sandwich in town, actually.
That's fair.
But yeah.
Not what they're known for, though.
And you can put the pastrami on a burger too. Ooh. Have you ever had the pastrami on a Monty burger?
Mm-hmm.
Woo, Jack. But that's not what they're known for. If I had to lead and tell Nick Ragone when I brought him out here, I had him try the red and the white. We had the truffles, and I think we got a steak for the table. When we brought Nick Ragone out, who to this day says Luigi's, and this guy's from New York originally and has lived in DC and Philadelphia and St. Louis. To this day, he says Luigi's is the best Italian food he's ever had, and he's Italian. And again, he's from New York City, which I always thought had the best Italian food in the country, but not according to Nick Ragone. He says Luigi's restaurant in Old World Delicatessen is. So that's what we did with him. We just bought a bunch of stuff. There's truffles. I think we got a steak that we cut up for the table, the red and the white. We got a sausage. And I don't know, what do you guys tell me? It just depends on the day too.
Yeah, it really does.
Because, Thursdays, I'm having salmon, Jack. I'm having salmon.
Saturdays, I'm getting the burger.
And that prime rib sandwich is stupid. The prime rib sandwich is just stupid. It's just dumb. I mean, all the specials are great. The lasagna on Wednesdays. Have you ever had the shells, the Florentine shells? I mean, it's Luigi's. I can name anything. But if I were telling somebody about it, I don't know if I would lead with the pastrami. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And what did he say? Call it the sanchetti?
Yeah, sanchetti.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Keep going.
Slice. Moving to the 4th spot with right around 2,300 positive online reviews and an average cost in the ballpark of $25 to $45. We have Wool Growers Restaurant. This is a Basque family.
Stop!
He did not.
Yes, he did. That's just ignorant. That's not no knowledge of Kern County. You don't know how to pronounce Growers? Growers? This guy's just dumb. That's not, oh, I'm not from Kern County. Oh, I've never been to Wool Growers. You just don't know how to read. I don't know. Well, go ahead.
Is a Basque family-style establishment.
You got that right.
Fried chicken, lamb chops, and oxtail stew. Moving to the third spot. With
Okay,
right around
stop. At least you got the oxtail stew in there. I don't know if I would have led with the fried chicken as well, although they are known for that.
Well, they're just known for the Basque food in general.
Yes.
All that entire setup is fantastic.
Yes. Oh, God.
I've grown up going there my entire life. I will go there till the day I die. I love that place.
One of the best birthdays I ever had. Gino Valpredo and his wife, Chris and his wife. I was dating Lori at the time. Mike, and I forget who Mike was dating at the time. And Tonya, their mother, even came. And I think Lynette was there. And that was one of the best meals I ever had. One of the best meals I ever had in my life. It was one of the funnest nights I've had in my life, too. But Wool Growers. What else you got?
Moving to the third spot with right around 2,800 positive online reviews and an average cost right around $25 to $50. We have Nuestro Mexican Restaurant. This is your classic Mexican establishment known for some dishes such as their shrimp enchiladas, chili relano, and chili.
Stop! See, he's just ignorant now. Chili Relano?
The whitest white man on the planet.
That's this exactly. I was about to say this guy's from Des Moines. Have you ever been to a Mexican restaurant? Chili Relano.
Talking about
Nuestro. Anybody? Nuestro.
This is someone. When we brought up the ribs the other day, someone brought up a place called Smitty's. I'm sorry, never heard of that.
Never heard
in
of it.
my life.
Never heard of it. I've heard of Nuestro. Does anybody know where it is? Anybody?
Never been.
I've never been there either. I've heard of it, but I've never been there.
Couldn't tell you where it's at.
Check out their chili Relanos. Good. This guy's just stupid. Chili Relanos?
This is also why you should never take food advice from someone
from the
who's never
internet.
eaten there.
Yep. Or from the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Go ahead.
Verde Omelet, sliding to the second spot with right around 3,900 positive online reviews and an average cost right around $20 to $35. We have Hodel's Country Dining. This is your classic American buffet known for Southern comfort dishes, desserts like their pecan rolls, which is a fan favorite, and a casual, family-friendly environment.
Okay, stop. This is the only one he got right.
I know.
This is the only one he got right because
He read that right off of Google.
Yeah, because that's a pretty fair, accurate description, and that pecan roll thing is stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. It really is. We used to, when I was at Buckley Radio, we used to do. It was a really good idea. Darnell was a smart guy, who we did a morning. I forget what we called it, but essentially we would bring in a big time newsmaker. And the rules we would explain to the newsmaker. There's a very short, tiny audience. So we would hope that you would be able to feel comfortable and say things that you might not say to a larger audience. And we explain that to the listeners as well. You can ask questions that you might not normally ask in a normal situation. You might get some different answers. And we would invite about 20 to 25 of our listeners. And we did it at Odell's, and we would have breakfast at about 6 a.m. And then the speaker would speak at about 7, and we'd stay till about 8. And at first I thought it was ridiculous. I was like, Steve, ain't nobody gonna get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to have breakfast with us. But we got McCarthy, and we got the police chief, and we got the DA at the time, I think it was Lisa Green. And it actually worked out. It was extremely popular. And that's when I got hooked on Odell's. Man, oh God, the breakfast, the biscuits and gravy, and we had a great time. Is that it? Was that the top 5? There's one more? What do you got?
Finally coming to the top spot with right around 5,100 positive online reviews and an estimated cost right around $20 to $45. We have Moo Creamery. This is your classic burger, brunch, and ice cream establishment known for their PB and B burger, chilaquiles and fuego burger, and house-made ice cream in a casual, fun environment.
How does this guy get a national podcast? How does he have an audience that I bump into? Chilaquiles? Like what? What are you talking about?
First and foremost, love Moo Creamery. I do.
I do too. I've not been to the new one, And I didn't know. I thought that they just opened up a new one. I didn't think they got rid of the other one.
Yeah, they moved.
Because when I first had my thing done, you know, the dermatology office is over there by the AAA office, just short of Mohawk, off of Truxton. So I walked because I couldn't get any reception in their office. And I was feeling so good last week. I just started walking, and I was going to walk to Moot Creamery. And I'm walking all back up in there, and I see a law office, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? I couldn't find it. So I walked to Imbibe, and I asked the guy at Imbibe, and it's like, oh, they closed that place. They moved downtown. And I was like, I knew they moved downtown, but I didn't know they shut down that.
Yeah,
other
they
one.
picked up and moved the whole dang thing.
As well they should have, because that access was ridiculous.
Yeah, when they got rid of that exit, or it's like
Yeah.
the entrance on the extension, they really messed it up.
Yeah. So, well, I just thought I'd play that for you. I've got some more audio we'll play throughout the broadcast when we get out of here. Let's go ahead and take a break. We'll check the board, see what you all are talking about. And we will hear from a speculator, again, totally wrong, trying to explain the situation between Marcus Allen and Al Davis. I'll tell you the real story, which is much more fascinating than the story that this guy tells. You will hear from Dusty Baker, former Dodger, no longer on our board. Behind me, we've made some changes on our board here. We've added Matt Kemp, great Dodger. I don't know if he's Hall of Famer. In fact, I know he's not. And we've added, along with Dodger owner Magic Johnson, we've added Dodger owner Billie Jean King, who I grew up watching with Chrissy Everett and Martina Navratilova and Yvonne Goolagong and the homophobic Margaret Court. Back in the 70s, I destroyed my compilation of Dusty Baker, Reggie Smith, Bill Russell, or not Bill Russell, Steve Garvey and Ron Say. I destroyed it. I dropped the helmet so badly that I had to take that home. And we've laid to rest Mary Bethune as well. I beheaded Mary Bethune, the greatest Black educator of the 20th century.
He murdered them all.
I did. I murdered Reggie Smith, who I think is still alive. Great switch hitter. Quick timeout. We'll check the board. Going into the 5. It's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Friday. Going into a 3-day weekend. Be safe. Have a wonderful weekend. And remember those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for this great country. In the meantime, it's the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230. And we're streaming live at kernradio.com.
Kern Radio.
Luigi's.
And First Look with Scott Cox, morning 6 to 9 a.m.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here from the First Look program. We're taking a nice 3-day weekend in remembrance of Memorial Day. Hope everybody has a safe and sane weekend. Join us back here on Tuesday. We'll have the hot list and Lois Henry from SJV Water, plus news, traffic, and weather. It's all happening at 6 to 9 right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
It doesn't matter who puts it together or what list of great restaurants in Bakersfield there is. Luigi's Restaurant and Old World Delicatessen is going to be on that list. And speaking of lists and voting and opinions, you all have just voted them. I mean, just best everything. They won best restaurant. They won just about every category that they were entered in. Because let's face it, Luigi's is the single most iconic restaurant in this community that started as a simple grocery store trying to feed the folks in the neighborhood by Gino's grandfather. And it's been passed down from generation to generation, going on 116 years old. And again, as I say every day, what can I tell you about Luigi's Restaurant and Old World Delicatessen that you don't know? My favorite day has always been Thursdays with the salmon. But we've talked about the pastrami that he was alluding to is outstanding. There's just not a bad meal in the restaurant. Where would you rather be than Luigi's Restaurant and Old World Delicatessen? Longtime sponsor of the Ralph Bailey Show.
If you're struggling to hear conversations, TV, or the people you love, now there's an easier, more affordable solution without spending thousands. Audion Hearing makes high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Free shipping and dedicated one-on-one support in the comfort of your own home. No doctor's offices, no pressure. Clearer hearing delivered right to your door. Join over 1 million happy customers hearing life more clearly. Visit AudienHearing.com. That's AUDIEN Hearing.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems. Listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
Meet Paul Sheldon's client, Dr. Roland Rodriguez.
Hello, this is Bakersfield General Surgeon Dr. Roland Rodriguez, client and friend of Mr. Paul Sheldon. It is my great pleasure and privilege to relate to all of you my absolute exemplary experience with Team Paul Sheldon. I have also referred a number of my colleagues to Paul Sheldon's office, only to receive the most stellar feedback from my doctor friends regarding the office's expert navigation through the complex maze that is Medicare. And even though Paul Sheldon himself is now facing some temporary health challenges, his longstanding and most experienced and expertly trained team of ladies, Christine, Kelly, and Lynn, continue to masterfully guide the clients through the complicated world of Medicare. You most definitely could not possibly do any better than to reach out to Paul Sheldon several months before turning 65. Thank you.
When Medicare matters, our team has the answers. Team Paul Sheldon.
398-2298.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here, host of the First Look with Scott Cox radio program. You are listening to The Ralph Bailey Show right here on Newstalk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
DJ Easy Rock died in 2014 from diabetes complications.
Yeah, I looked up what happened to Rob. He died of cancer.
How do you die of diabetes at 47?
Not taking care of yourself.
And not seeing a doctor. The only way you could die from diabetes at that young of an age is you never saw a doctor until it was entirely too late. That's just crazy. Was he a heavy guy? I don't remember DJ Easy Rock.
From the album covers I've seen, he wasn't like heavy, but he was definitely on the heavier side,
Yeah.
especially in the face.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. 842-5376. What do you got on the board?
Let's see. Ralph, what does Donald Trump want with Cuba? He will put us in another war this weekend.
I'm not so sure about a war. I'm not sure anybody's going to come to defend Cuba. Who? The Russians? The Chinese? I don't know if that. What's that about? I don't know. Cuba would be a feather in our cap. I'll tell you that. 90 miles off of Miami. It is a beautiful, beautiful place. I know several people who, since the Obama administration, have been to. In fact, my good friend Curtis Floyd and his wife have been to Cuba, and everybody who's been to Havana says it's just gorgeous. Beaches, it's an island, you know. I don't know. I know they're in disarray, and they have gone after Castro, the brother, Raul, in an indictment. We reported that earlier in the week. But I don't know. I can't see them fighting back, and I can't see the Soviets or the Russians or the Chinese putting up a big stink. I think it only furthers the idea that the Chinese would go into Taiwan, because we've invaded now a couple of countries. We've gone into Venezuela, and we've gone into Iran, and we're thinking about going into Cuba, and he's talked about going into Greenland. And so if Xi decides to go into Taiwan, he's going to say, this is none of your business. Who are you to tell me, after all the incursions that you've been involved in, tell me not to go into Taiwan? And remember, just as every president has said Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, every president has said that we will defend Taiwan with boots on the ground if, in fact, the Chinese go in. And I just don't understand that. I suggested earlier this week that we could work out a deal maybe with the Chinese, that we give them Taiwan for help in Iran. Give us the uranium and we'll give you Taiwan. Now, that's a horrible thing to say, I suppose, for a free and democratic nation, to put them under the umbrella and thumb of President Xi. But it certainly beats the alternative, which might be us shooting it out with the Chinese on Taiwan. That is not a very good scenario. Just suffice it to say. What else you got?
Both of Zendaya's parents were teachers. Her father, Kazembe Coleman, is African American with Nigerian ancestry, and her mother, Claire Stormier, was German with Scottish ancestry.
Thank you for the info. Didn't know that. Don't know anything about this girl other than Euphoria that I'm watching.
She's actually one of the bigger power couples right now.
Who's she dating?
Well, she's married to Tom Holland. Do you know who that is?
No.
The new Spider-Man.
No.
And she actually plays Mary Jane in those Spider-Man movies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's very good.
Mr. Bentley finds her very attractive. I don't think she's that cute.
I mean, to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, I don't,
I also like.
She's not ugly.
Yeah.
But I don't, I would have never picked her for a motion picture superstar.
No, but again, he referenced her in that Disney show, and that's what I remember her at first. But she's grown a lot in her career.
I had never seen her before until I saw her in Euphoria.
She's fantastic. You'll probably see her in a lot of other stuff. You haven't watched the new Dune movies?
No.
Oh, you need to watch the Dune movies.
Yeah,
her and Chalamet.
I probably will be because somebody else is a big fan.
I think these you'll enjoy because it's more like Star Trek than it is like Star Wars.
Yeah. Headed into the 5, it's the Ralph Bailey Show on a Friday on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, and we're streaming live at kernradio.com.
Kern Radio, AM 1230, KERN. 96.1 FM, K241CI Bakersfield, an American General Media
I'm
station.
thinking about just going crazy tonight
and
and ordering Popeyes.
The human smuggling case
Girl's
in
got a
Tennessee involving Kilmar Abrego Garcia has been dismissed.
Abrego Garcia was mistakenly deported to El Salvador last year. It became an embarrassment for the Trump administration when the order was given to return Abrego Garcia to the U.S. He claimed the administration was vindictive, and the federal judge
Sons of
agreed.
bitches took off at
Abrego
2:33
Garcia is a Salvadoran citizen with an American wife and child who has lived in
They even
Maryland
sent the
for
boy home
years,
at 2 instead
but
of
he
4.
immigrated to the U.S. illegally as a teenager.
To give tickets.
The
And we
Justice
screwed like
Department vowed
one
to
person
appeal,
who didn't get
calling
their,
the judge's order wrong
Menudo tickets.
and dangerous. I'm Ed Donahue.
President Trump was in New York State at a campaign event with Republican Congressman Mike Lawler this evening.
They put a
President
thing on the
Trump
door
says
that said we're
Congressman
closing
Lawler
early.
pushed
They put
hard
it-
for boosting the deduction
On a
for
Friday.
state and local taxes
Yeah.
known as SALT.
Exactly.
Mike Lawler's fantastic. He's fantastic. He is a fantastic. I call him Mr. Salt. He didn't stop. He wouldn't stop. He was driving us crazy. We have to get Salt. We have to get Salt back. And he got it back. And he's a terrific guy, and you're lucky to have him. Mulder, up for re-election, said he will embrace Trump to energize Republican voters. The White House aims to spotlight Trump's economic achievements amid declining approval ratings. Tulsi Gabbard resigned as President Trump's Director of National Intelligence on Friday, saying she needed to leave office as her husband battles cancer. Gabbard told Trump she would leave her job overseeing the coordination of 18 intelligence agencies on June 30th. On Wall Street, the Dow by 294 points, the Nasdaq rose 50, the S&P advanced 27, oil around $96 a barrel. More at Town Hall.
Progressive presents perfectly bad excuses for missing stuff to spend more time on your motorcycle.
Hey, Tom, gonna miss the 5K. Gotta organize my vitamins. A, B, C. There's so many. D.
Now that was a bad excuse. If you love your vehicle this much, get customized coverage from Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in D.C.
In the military, the mission was clear. You knew what to do. Now, the mission has changed. Stepping into civilian life isn't about finding a job. It's finding your purpose.
I wanted a career that would leverage the skills and discipline I gained in the military. IT just felt right.
My Computer Career offers class schedules that fit into your life and skills in high demand. Put your VA benefits to work. Visit mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to jumpstart your IT career today. An elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Stocks end the week on a...
From the KERN Newsroom, your live and local news update.
Getting ready for a long weekend. I'm Chris Davis. Not everybody gets a Memorial Day holiday, but if you do, and if you are planning on doing any traveling for it, you should be aware that gas is going to cost. The average price for a gallon of regular is $6.12, says Gas Buddy. Some of the least expensive in California is on Edison Highway in Bakersfield, where one station has it for $5.25. Gas Buddy says the prices are not likely to be coming down anytime soon. Also, you should be aware of more police being out patrolling, looking for people who are driving drunk or high, especially, and not wearing seatbelts. The Highway Patrol says their special enforcement period with extra officers starts this evening at 6 and goes through Monday night. You can also expect other towns, counties, and city police forces to be doing the same thing. If you have a boat and you plan to put it in the water this weekend, the city of Bakersfield is asking that after you are done and the boat is out of the water, that you give it a thorough cleaning. That is to help stop the spread of the golden mussels that clog pipes and drains and are wreaking their own brand of havoc on our water infrastructure. Right now, there have been no golden mussels detected in the Kern River or in Lake Isabella, and they'd like to keep it that way if possible. The police around Kern County are asking you to be vigilant about reporting crimes like property crimes so that they can keep track of it and in the long term do a better job of reducing it. In a public forum Thursday, Bakersfield Chief of Police Brett Stratton
What time does this start?
They have been somewhat successful with that over the past year. Sheriff Donnie Youngblood says his main challenge is keeping deputies because of the way that people treat cops. So why not be kind to a cop this weekend?
No, I don't think
I'm Chris Davis in the KERN Newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
To the rest of a month from now, this Hollywood Big Shot is going to give you what you want.
This is going to be a good game.
Shooting in a week.
Because both
I'm going to make
teams
them an
need
offer.
that.
The Ralph Bailey Show. News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
And I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
Call in or text to 661-842-KERN. That's 661-842-5376. Listen live at KERNradio.com. Now, the host you've been waiting all day for. Live from the KERN studio, here's Ralph Bailey.
Final hour of the broadcast, final hour of the week as we wrap up another 5 days of outstanding radio broadcasting right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, where we stream live at kernradio.com. Still lots to do. Just got some crazy audio that I put together that I wanted you guys to hear. Coming up at the bottom of the hour, Spurs OKC about to get underway. Game 3. Oh, Lord. I was texting somebody, and so it's texted everything I just said. Final hour of the week as we wrap up. It's almost word for word. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Got some audio of Javier Becerra, got some audio of Dusty Baker, and this audio, listen to this explanation. What you have to understand is Marcus Allen is one of the best athletes that I've ever seen in my life. And I got to meet him a couple of times. He was dating, well, I'll tell you that afterwards because that's part of the whole story. Because this guy, and I don't mean to be, and again, it's an adult show, but this guy was one of the most prolific playboys in Los Angeles. And if you've ever seen Marcus Allen, you know why. He is a pretty, pretty man. He just is. You can call me gay if you want to, but he's just a good-looking man. And he's just one of the chilliest cats I've ever met. And I'll tell you the story how I met him, and I'll tell you the story how I can refute what this man is about to explain to you. And what happened was, after we beat the Washington Redskins in the 1983 Super Bowl, the talk was that Marcus was bigger than the team, that he was the king of LA, he was the prince of LA, and that he was getting too much attention, and Mr. Davis resented that. And through that period, after the Super Bowl, Marcus Allen's role got smaller and smaller, and no one could understand why. And then Mr. Davis, now this is pre-Bo Jackson, started running in a bunch of kind of legendary but older running backs. You old folks, if you're Raider fans, may remember this. At one point, Eric Dickerson was a running back for us. There was another legendary running back that he ran at Marcus that didn't work out. But in terms of Bo Jackson, I'm sorry. I love Marcus Allen, and he went on to Kansas City and had a great career. And he's one of the greatest running backs who's ever lived. And I'm telling you, he's one of the greatest athletes. And I'll talk about that after this idiocy. But if I had to pick between Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen, I'm going with Bo Jackson. I'm sorry. I think Bo is faster. He's stronger. He breaks more tackles. The only thing that Marcus had on Bo Jackson, he had better hands. Marcus was great coming out of the backfield. Or you run a screen. You could have 3rd and 16 and run a screen to Marcus, and he'd get the first down for you. He was very elusive, but Bo didn't have to be elusive because Bo would be like, go ahead, tackle me. Get out of my way. What's the matter with you? And then knock you down and then outrun you. So that part of the whole rivalry wasn't a rivalry. I think Mr. Davis was absolutely right. Bo, Marcus, I'm going with Bo. But here is a absolutely erroneous explanation why the two were divided.
Al Davis hated on Marcus Allen, and it wasn't even warranted. It was reported that right after the Raiders won the Super Bowl in 1984, that's when everything got worse. Al already didn't want to draft Marcus because he felt like his running style was too slow. Right after Marcus Allen won the Super Bowl MVP, his population grew, his fame grew, as they say nowadays, he got his clout up. And Al Davis secretly hated that because Marcus Allen was becoming the face of that franchise. And also, he was becoming bigger than the program, decreasing his touches, benching him for younger running backs, a la Bo Jackson, even when Marcus was healthy. But Marcus tried everything that he did to stay professional and support the team. But I know deep down, Marcus is like, yo, this is some bull. Al consistently criticized Marcus Allen in the public media for no apparent reason. It's just simple hate. There's nothing like when an athlete gets bigger than the team, that's when owners and organizations ship your ass right out of town. But what Al Davis did, he stunted his own development of his own organization because Marcus Allen was still the man when he left in 1993. Marcus Allen played for the Raiders from 1982 to 1992. By the time he got to Kansas City in 93, he played for them for 4 years. He played for Kansas City from 93 to 97. Everybody thought, especially Al Davis, thought that Marcus Allen was done. He was dead in the water. 1993 Comeback Player of the Year, where he rushed for 764 yards with 12 touchdowns in Kansas City. Throughout his tenure in Kansas City, Marcus Allen rushed for over 3,698 rushing yards, 44 touchdowns, 198 receptions, and also 1,598 yards in receiving. Marcus Allen was hated on by Al Davis.
Okay, that's enough. I don't need to hear more. That's a complete, it's just not true. It's just not accurate. As I've talked about, I worked for the Los Angeles Sentinel from 1986 to 1989. Our sports editor was a man by the name of Michael Taylor. He was a running back for Arizona State. He was the sports editor. In fact, in between the death of our managing editor, the late Margie Sturgis, and then bringing Betty Pleasant back for about 8 months, Mike was the managing editor. And just to show you what a small newspaper the Los Angeles Sentinel was in the 80s, now it's gargantuan. Post Rodney King, post OJ, a black newspaper in Los Angeles has exploded. It was kind of a social newspaper. I grew up with it. It was in my home because my mother would get it because it was known for its centerpiece, where, you know, in the 80s, USA Today suddenly comes out with color. And everybody didn't think it would work. And the Sentinel, smartly, Mr. Davis, Kenneth Davis was an attorney that owned the paper, was smart enough to jump on it very quickly. We didn't do news in color, but they had a centerpiece that was a 2-page thing it was a social, 2 social pages. And it was run by a woman by the name of Gertrude Gibson, who was a well-known socialite. Her big claim to fame was that she was pals with Marla Gibbs. Yeah, right. That was her claim to fame. She couldn't utter a sentence without dropping Marla Gibbs' name, because at this time in the 80s, Marla Gibbs is gargantuan. She just left the Jeffersons. I think she was just starring in 227, and she had a huge nightclub in the Black community. I forget what it was called, that she ran. It was extremely popular. And so that gave Gertrude Gibson, I guess, cachet, I don't know. And basically, they would break the law, if you want to know the truth. They would charge people like $5,000 if you had a quinceañera or a debutante or a wedding. They charge you $5,000, and you'd have the 2 pages in full color and be nothing but your event. And that's how the newspaper made money. And the reason that Michael was the managing editor for a short period of time, because he was the only one that knew how to lay out the paper. He had to lay out his sports page, so he was the only one that knew how to, because we had to physically lay out the paper. Okay, enough of the nonsense. I hear what you're saying. Get to the Marcus Allen story. The reason that Al Davis hated Marcus Allen, and the reason that neither one of them talked about it, because don't you think it's peculiar that Marcus never griped about it? Do you really think that Marcus was just that big of human being that he accepted not playing and didn't gripe about it? And didn't gripe about being traded, and that he's never really talked about it? You really think he's just that good of a person that he just forgot that Al damn near ruined his career, and that the Hunt family in Missouri resurrected his career? No. The reality is, and I got this straight from my Raider source, and I got it verified by a relative of Marcus's, and there's no way my source would have told me this if it weren't true. He was sleeping with everybody. He was sleeping with everybody in the facility. He was that kind of guy. I'm telling you, he was the most prolific playboy I had ever seen in my life. And that was going on, and they could put up with it. And then he slept with one of the coach's wives. And the coach came to Mr. Davis and said, "What can I do? We can't rat the kid out because he's our star. But, dude, he's boffing my wife." And Mr. Davis, that's what Mr. Davis had it with him. And that's why they could never talk about it. That's why Marcus never barked about it, because Marcus knew damn well why Davis hated him. And that's why they shipped him out. And that's why they played him down, because he couldn't stand the kid because he was sleeping with everybody. And proof of it, I went to high school with a girl by the name of Diane Earl, whose mother ended up marrying Lee Iacocca. Go look this stuff up. I don't just write it down on a legal pad and make it up. And her mother ended up marrying Lee Iacocca in the late 80s. And she owned a really popular taco stand on San Vicente Boulevard that we all used to hang out with. And particularly when we were seniors, we'd go out for lunch. We would go because we knew the girl's mom. We would go and have lunch, and she'd give us free tacos, give us a couple of Pepsi and whatnot. And if you ever went there at night, you would see a black Ferrari parked in the alley that never got a ticket, that never got towed, and the license plate was CUS 32, CUS 32. And it was Marcus. And he was sleeping with Diane Earl's mother while she was dating Lee Iacocca. And like a year later, she married Iacocca, and we all knew the deal. We were all like, "Well, wasn't she sleeping with Marcus?" And I was like, "Yeah." And of course, I think most of you know, he was boffing OJ's wife. He was sleeping with Nicole. And that, that's one of the few things that's true in her buddy's book. Remember the buddy who OJ said was the real reason that Nicole got killed? Because her buddy was a coke addict, and she wrote a book about what she thought about the murder, and she talked about Marcus's affair with Nicole, and there's a portion of the book where she describes Marcus, and let's just say, according to her and according to Nicole, Marcus was blessed, as we say. And that's why Al Davis hated Marcus Allen because he was sleeping with everybody in the facility. And then it got to a point where he was sleeping with the coaches' wives. And what are you going to go say that public? I'm going to trade him to Kansas City. I'm going to get him out of here. I'm not playing him because he's a hoe. he's ruining lives of my personnel. No, he couldn't say that. But that is the God's honest truth. And I just find it so funny that they've been able to keep up this pretense that Al's just bitter. Come on. Davis? The guy who put winning, but Al Davis would get Charles Manson out of prison if he could run touchdowns for him. Are you kidding me? Al hold a grudge on somebody that could help him win. Does that even make sense? That doesn't even sound like Al Davis to hold a personal grudge against one of the greatest athletes and obviously, in my opinion, top 5 greatest Raiders ever. Stabler, George Blanda, Marcus. Who else you got? I'd throw in Rod Martin, and I would throw in Cliff Branch. That's my 5 greatest Raiders of all time. Maybe Phil Villapiano. And of course, that throws me into one of my favorite stories. I'm in 8th grade. I've just met Ed Skelly. We've been friends for about 2 years, and he lives next door to Susan Champion, who is marrying John Vella, who is the left tackle for the Raiders. And Big Wave, Dave Mizrahi, her brother, asked us to hand out hors d'oeuvres at the thing. And the crazy thing about it, in 76 in 9th grade, I hated the Raiders. I was a Ram fan. We had Ram season tickets. I was a Ram fan. Hated the Raiders. But there they were. There was Stabler. There was Madden. Everybody. It was at John Vella's wedding in Sherman Oaks. And everybody was there, and I couldn't care less. Isn't that crazy? I was just like, this is where the Rams. I want to see James Harris. I want to see Pat Hayden. I want to see Lawrence McCutcheon. I don't give a damn about Kenny Stabler. I went to the 77 Super Bowl and rooted for the Vikings. I rooted for Brent, what's the local guy? Brent McClanahan, local South High teacher who played in that Super Bowl. I was rooting for the Vikings. I hated them, but I did get to serve hors d'oeuvres at John Bella's wedding. Yeah, I probably should write a book. Let's go ahead and take a break. When we come back, Dusty Baker's up next. You hear Dr. Scold, as Tommy used to call him. Johnny B. Good, number 12. He tells the story of his relationship with Hank Aaron. He was on deck when Aaron hit 7:15. You'll hear that story next. Coming up bottom of the hour, we'll check the board, see what you all are talking about. Talk a little sports. Dodgers are in Milwaukee. That game has already started. And I can't see through the haze, through the glare, but I believe San Antonio OKC is about to start. Game 3. The Thunder is an underdog for the first time in 35 games. That's how dominant they've been this far. But they've met their match in Mr. Wemby. This is going to be a good game tonight. And if we have time, Mr. Burdick and I will take the New York Times quiz. We haven't done that in a while. That's all coming up right here on the Ralph Bailey Show on Newstalk 96.1, AM 1230, streaming live at kernradio.com.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1.
Messmaker?
EERN. First Look with Scott Cox, morning 6 to 9 a.m.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here from the First Look program. We're taking a nice 3-day weekend in remembrance of Memorial Day. Hope everybody has a safe and sane weekend. Join us back here on Tuesday. We'll have the Hot List and Lois Henry from SJV Water, plus news, traffic, and weather. It's all happening 6 to 9 right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
Every Thursday at 4:30, Daniel Petrie lightens up the broadcast with his incredible wit,
I beg your pardon.
pure intelligence, political knowledge, and obviously an absolute master of
He's got to have at
economics.
least 30
That's why
tonight.
he's such an important cog on this broadcast. You can hear him even on some of his off days.
What about Harper?
Our financial movements that we
he
can't
playing?
explain, we lean on my man from Messmaker and
Not at
Future
all?
Wealth Advisors. And of course, you know what they're all about. They're all about retirement.
What about OKC's guy? What's his name? Hamstring.
Wealth Advisors.
He's out totally
Could
too.
not be happier. You could be happy as well with your situation in terms of the fourth quarter in your life. If you call 395-9400, 395-9400, the offices of Messmaker and Petrie Wealth Advisors.
This broadcast is for informational purposes only and does not constitute investment advice or a solicitation for advisory services by Daniel P.
I got to go to Fire Hydrant tomorrow and cash my
program hopes
ticket.
the client receives compensation and other financial benefits in connection with this advertisement, creating a conflict of interest. Experiences discussed may not be representative of other
I didn't cash my ticket last
Supervisor
weekend.
Jeff Flores here. I'm proud of what we've accomplished together for Kern County. We've completed over 75 miles of new roads, as well as major road repairs, improving safety and traffic flow.
I got a ticket on my
We've opened a new
coffee
facility
table
on
worth
Roberts Lane that has
$140
captured 7 million pounds of bulky waste from our streets. Completed major upgrades at Sandlin Ballpark and Hart Park, where a water splash pad is now under construction. And when you asked for stronger public safety, I listened and took action. We filled more than 200 new deputies and counting.
I'm Sheriff Donnie Youngblood. I've watched Jeff prove himself from day one, especially his commitment to public safety. Jeff listens and
He's
follows
playing?
through. Our county is better for it. Please join me in voting for Jeff Flores.
Has the
I'm
line
proud of
moved?
the real progress
You'd
we've
think
made,
the line would
but there's
move.
more work to do. I will continue fighting for a safer, stronger Kern County. I'm Jeff Flores, and I'd be honored to have your vote.
Ad paid for by Jeff Flores for Supervisor 2026.
I remember brushing
I'm
my
thinking
hair
about
and looking down and
betting San
thinking,
Antonio
oh my
tonight.
gosh, do I have any hair?
I had a
left?
$140
I used to look
ticket
at
sitting on
women
my
with
coffee
thick,
table.
beautiful hair and think,
I didn't
why
watch the
doesn't
race
my
at
hair look
Fire
like
Hydrant.
that?
I gotta go
And
cash in my
thinning
ticket.
hair is making me feel so
You know, I won on
old. If you want
Napoleon
thick,
Solo.
healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume
Yeah.
from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract,
2.5.
biotin, and millet,
I like
Hair
'em.
Volume nourishes your hair
What's that,
follicles
Williams?
to promote thicker, healthier looking
That's what I'm
hair.
asking.
Say goodbye to shedding thin and
First
dull
time
hair. and
OKC's been
hello
an
to
underdog
thick,
in
healthy
33
hair
games.
with Hair Volume.
Isn't that crazy?
Since taking Hair Volume, the
I know.
thinning has all but stopped.
I
Now,
think I'm gonna
instead
bet
of
'em.
being jealous of
I think
other
I'm betting
women's
San
hair,
Antonio.
I have friends who are
How much
jealous
time
of
I got?
mine. My hairdresser
15
couldn't
minutes, 10
believe
minutes?
the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair
Yeah, I
Volume
know.
too. Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume
I
is
can do it at the
available
bottom of the hour.
online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Hey, it's JR Flores. Catch my show, The JR Show, starting at 1 p.m. Now back to the Ralph Bailey Show on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
We lost Rob Bass at the age of 59 of cancer. That's why we're playing. Some of this stuff I'm not a big fan of. Like that song, I'm not a big fan of. But what do you got on the board? I don't have time to get into Destiny Baker yet. We'll do it at the bottom of the hour.
As a Charger fan, the thing I hated and admired about Marcus Allen was the way he was able to get an extra 2 or 3 yards after he was contacted by stretching out that athletic frame.
There was nobody better at getting into the end zone. You're absolutely right. From like 3-4 yards and in, there was nobody better. It was great. Everybody, particularly when the Raiders would run, when we had a fullback, we had the kid from Penn State was his fullback for a while. And inside like 3 or 4 yards, there was nobody better. Marcus used to either leap over or, you're right, he could just slide his body a certain way and just kind of slide in. There was no one better. Even I would even give him kudos over Bo on getting inside the goal line from inside the 5-yard line. He was unbelievable. There is, in fact, some video of when he was in Kansas City and Marty Schottenheimer, and one of the coaches, it's like 3rd and 4 from the goal line, and the coach says, or one of the players asks him, "What are we doing here?" And Marty turns to the kid and says, "Have you lost your mind? Everybody in the stadium knows what we're doing here. We're giving it to 32. That's what we're doing here. What's the matter with you?" And lo and behold, they gave it to him, and lo and behold, he scored. And for a while, until Emmett, he led the league in touchdown scores. But you're right, there was nobody better at getting into the end zone from inside the 5-yard line. He was just pretty to watch. He was a pretty football player. He's a pretty man, just a style. He was a quarterback at Lincoln High School in San Diego and a safety. He didn't want to play quarterback. He just wanted to be, from what I heard down in San Diego way, he was like a Ronnie Lott. He was a vicious hitter.
And the other superior trait that he had as a running back over Bo, he was an incredible blocker. Why? Because you old folks may remember his junior year at SC, Charlie White won the Heisman Trophy. Number 33, Marcus Allen, was his fullback. And then when White graduated, Marcus's senior year, or maybe Charlie didn't win the Heisman because I don't think they went back-to-back, because I know Marcus won the Heisman that following year, but his junior year, he was a fullback. And then when we brought Bo in, he was Bo's fullback, and he's a great blocker. He really is. He was a football player. You know what I'm saying? If you were to make a football player, it would either be Marcus Allen or Ray Lewis. If I had to make a football player, if I had to make an offensive football player, it'd be Marcus Allen. If I had to make a defensive football player, it would either be Ronnie Lott or Ray Lewis. These guys are just natural athletes that can do things with their bodies that very few people can. It was fun. We had Raider season tickets for like 2 years. The year they won the Super Bowl. And I only got to see him play live 3 times that season. I got to see him at the beginning of the season before I went to school. And then when we came back over the Christmas holidays, I got to see him. We were part of a playoff record, as a matter of fact. It was at the Coliseum against Seattle. Our former Ram coach, Chuck Knox, was coaching the Rams. That's when Kurt Warner, no, not that Kurt Warner, number 28, running back for the Seahawks, Largent, that whole club. And we beat the crap out of them. It was great. And that's when we went on to the Super Bowl. We beat them in the AFC Championship game. Went down to Tampa and beat the crap out of Joe Theismann and the Washington Redskins, 38-9. Quick timeout. Last half hour of the broadcast. It's the Ralph Bailey Show. I would stick around if I you.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington.
I think I'm going to do
Trump
it
is
one more
overseeing
day.
The White House swearing in of the new Federal Reserve Chair.
I think so.
Mr. Trump said Friday that he'd like Kevin Warsh's help in stimulating the economy.
Oh, yeah.
Even as the president tried to emphasize that the nation's central bank would remain independent.
But their chicken is so
SpaceX
much
has launched
better
its
for me.
biggest, most powerful Starship yet. The rocket blasted off on the southern tip of Texas
And I
on
just
Friday,
love that
carrying
walk,
20
dude.
mock
It's so cool
Starlink
to come home and I've
satellites
got
on a test
like
flight
5,000
extending halfway
steps,
around
you know
the
what I mean?
world. Nothing is
It's a
being
great
recovered.
walk, yeah.
It's the 12th test flight of the rocket that Elon Musk is building to get people to Mars one day. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 294 points. The Nasdaq rose 50. The S&P advanced 27. Oil around $96 a barrel. More details at srnnews.com.
Maybe this is you. Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN. Headlines from the KERN newsroom.
I'm Chris Davis. Memorial Day travel will be pretty expensive if you're driving anywhere, and the state average for a gallon of regular is at $6.12 right now. Gas Buddy says it is expected to stay in that range for the time being. You can get it cheaper. It's $5.25 at a station on Edison Highway in Bakersfield. Travel can also be dangerous if people don't heed the rules to not drink and drive, and the Highway Patrol says they will have extra officers out starting 6 this evening and going through Monday night. Golden mussels are the reason you're being asked to clean your boat if you have one. If there are any of those invasive, pipe-clogging, infrastructure-damaging creatures attached to your boat, they could spread to wherever you launch your boat next, says the Bakersfield Water Resources Department. I'm Chris Davis in the KERN newsroom with news every half hour and when it breaks on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN.
It's that man again, Ralph Bailey for Sangera Subaru, and summer has arrived, and it's time to plan the summer road trip. And what better car to do it in than a brand new Subaru? And if you want something sporty and comfortable, then the choice is clear, the Outback. And now, through June 1st, lease a 2026 Outback Premium CVT for only $229 a month for 36 months and just $5,000 due at signing. Plus, every Subaru comes standard with symmetrical all-wheel drive. However, offer ends June 1st. So stop by, see my dear friends Damon Culbertson, Hassan Levy, and test drive a brand new Outback today. Sangera Subaru, paving the way for a better community. 5500 Gasoline Alley Drive in the Bakersfield Auto Mall.
Lease a 2026 Subaru Outback Premium CVT with CSRP $37,158, $229 per month plus tax for 36 months. Total lease payment $8,836, $5,021 total at lease signing. Total lease cost $13,857. No security deposit. Lease based on 7,500 miles per year, 15 cents per mile over. Available to qualified customers through Subaru Motor Finance on approved credit. Expires 6/126. Excludes optional equipment and dealer installed accessories. VIN number TY462135.
Wake up, y'all. This here's Mia the Mosquito. Me and my girls are back and ready to chew up Kern County. You know we like a good party.
Help fight the bite, Kern County.
I really wanna
Dump
have a
all
stressful
standing
Friday
water
night,
and
though.
remember to apply insect
No, I really
repellent.
don't.
If you
I
do
really
have a
don't.
mosquito problem, visit
then I'll end up having to watch this, and
kernmosquito.com.
I'll
It's a free
go off the
service.
Dodger
Or
game.
don't, and we can all
stressed
hang
out.
out together like we did last year, leaving your windows and doors open.
They're gonna
Visit
blow them out. I'm
kernmosquito.com.
gonna be pissed. They're gonna blow them out by 20, and I'm gonna be fucking livid.
Hey, folks, Scott Cox here from the First Look program. We're taking a nice 3-day weekend in remembrance of Memorial Day. Hope everybody
I
has
think
a
they
safe
are.
and sane weekend. Join us back here on Tuesday. We'll have the hot list and Lois Henry from SJB Water, plus news, traffic, and weather. It's all happening at 6 to 9 right here at News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
News
I like how Shalabay doesn't
96.1
take the
and
girl to the
AM
Knicks games.
1230 KERN.
Oh, she does?
Hey, folks, Scott Cox here, host of the First Look with Scott Cox radio program. You are listening to the Ralph Bailey Show right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
But there's one thing I can't understand, that you never got a chance to call. So I'll just wait till you get a chance. 'Cause
See?
I'm filled with love and romance. And every time I think
I wasn't a huge Rob Bass guy. He had like 3 hits.
Hip hop wasn't doing very good love songs. Right now.
No. Doesn't work, Rob. 59 years old. God. At 63, that just seems so young. It really does. Because I still feel like I'm 35, 40 years old. I really do. Not all the time, but mostly. Let's hear from Dusty Baker. This is a bit long, but this is I think if you're a baseball fan, if you have any sense of history, it gives you a sense. The reason that I like this audio is it gives you a sense of what Henry Aaron went through. And people think that must have been the most glorious time in his life, right? The pursuit of, at the time, was considered the greatest record in sports, not in baseball. The home run record going after Babe Ruth, that we all, you old folks remember. We grew up. If you were at the plate, you were Babe Ruth, and nobody was going to break his record. And when I was about 10, 72, 73, people started noticing, if Aaron has like 4 or 5 more seasons of 25, 30 home runs, he's going to be very close, because Hank was never known to be a true, and this may sound weird, but a true home run hitter, meaning I don't think he ever hit more than 40 home runs in a season. He just consistent, maybe it's 50, but no, I'm pretty sure it's 40. But he just consistently would hit 25, 30, 35, 35, 35. And he was in the league for a very long time. But actually, the pursuit was the single worst time of his life. And Dusty Baker, his teammate, explains.
There's a letter or a threat that somebody in a red coat was going to shoot Hank.
During the game?
Yeah, during the game. So Hank's here, I'm there, Ralph's here. So me and Ralph, man, hey, Hank, we down with you, but the whole
Stop
game,
for a second. Old folks, true old baseball fans know who he's referring to. They ain't talking about me. It's about Ralph Garr, who's the leadoff hitter for the Atlanta Braves and a pretty good base runner. I don't think he ever got into the Hall of Fame, but he was a longtime Brave. And he was considered the prankster of the ball club. He was a very beloved guy in Atlanta. I lived in Atlanta, and he had a foundation that was set up by his daughter. And that's who he's talking about, Ralph Garr.
game we looking at. The whole game we looking at. Hank didn't look up not one time.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, and I was like, man, the whole time I was gonna save Hank. You know what I mean?
I mean, how open was? What kind of personality you have, and how open was he with you as far as kind of expressing that kind of emotion? Because I couldn't imagine, obviously, to be able to block that out and focus and still be great when your life is being threatened on a daily basis. Not just racism, but people are actually threatening to kill you.
Well, like I said, he challenged to a higher form of concentration that I've never seen before. But, you know, we were cautious. You know, he had a bodyguard with him all the time. First time I saw a bodyguard, you know, Calvin Wardlow was his bodyguard. He had 2 rooms. He had one room he slept in,
room,
and then another decoy room. And you know, we'd take him food. You know, we'd go down. We didn't drink much, me and Ralph, but we'd go down and, you know, sit up with Hank, because that was and he was getting divorced. I mean, that was a time. I mean, you know, he was lonely, and you know, we'd just go hang with Hank, and he liked to laugh. I mean, Ralph can make anybody laugh, but Hank really liked to laugh, and so you know, he helped us, but in a small way, we helped him too. Yeah.
You were obviously a part of the team, but particularly on deck when he actually broke Babe Ruth's home run record.
Right.
What was that night like?
Well, I mean, first, I was supposed to be protecting Hank in the batting order. Nobody can protect Hank. but I batted behind him. And, you know, he would tell me things like, hey, man, this guy's going to throw me a slider away. I mean, he knew everything that was happening on the baseball field. He knew how you held your hands if you're going to be a pull hitter on defense, or he knew who could throw and who couldn't throw. And he would say, hey, man, this guy going to throw me a slider low and away, because last September, this is what he did. Boom, boom. And see, there were no scouting reports. You had to keep it all right here. In your
mind.
You had to keep it right there. And Hank knew everything about everybody. And he taught us, which happened to me later. That's why I used to write everything down. See, I had to write it down. And then I got it. You know, Hank just got it, period. You know, like and I'd see him, if he was having trouble hitting, he would like make his hand small like this and look through it, zero in on the release point. He said, I got him. I'm like, what you got, man? And then he would tell me, and I act like I got it. Half time, no, most of the time I didn't. Or else he'd look through the hat like this.
Through a hole?
Yeah, through the hole. And you could tell when he was concentrating. I mean, he could concentrate probably along the lines of Barry Bonds.
Interesting.
Yeah, because concentration and vision is something that they very rarely talk about. They talk about all the mechanics and stuff, but I think it starts with concentration and vision, because I've seen it.
That's interesting. Big question. After they get everyone off the field and he hit the home run, what'd you do next at bat?
I think he hit a double.
Okay.
But I was trying to hit a homer.
Yeah, absolutely. Back to back would have been
I was trying to hit
amazing.
a homer for Hank, but he didn't need it. Yeah, but you know something, that was a cold night in Atlanta. It was cold. And when he hit the home run, you know, mother came down, his dad and his mom, you see her drape herself around Hank. That's because there was a death threat.
His mother, and there's a classic video, and if you're as old as I am, you've probably seen it, when his parents do run down on the field and meet him at home plate, and she does wrap herself around Hank. He describes it, I've never been hugged like that by my mother before, but I didn't know, and according to Dusty, she was doing it to protect him from being shot. And don't forget, when he's rounding, we're playing the Dodgers, Al Downing is pitching, and it's a no doubt home run, even though Bill Buckner tried to climb the fence and make the catch. But it was no doubt. And Vinny was making the call, at least on KTTV in my house in Los Angeles, when my dad called Chris Williams and I. We were in the backyard hanging out. My dad called us and, get in here. And we're like, what's wrong? He said, Hank just did it. And we walk in as he's rounding first base. Garvey shakes his hand. Davey Lopes, the late Davey Lopes, shakes his hand. And as he's rounding second, about to shake Bill Russell's hand, 2 white young kids come out of the stands. And the reason I got scared is because my dad kind of went like, uh-oh. And we thought literally he was I thought he was going to get knifed. I didn't think they had a gun.
But I thought they were going to knife Henry Aaron right there on national television. And instead, they just patted him on the back, and he went in and shook his hand. And then Sammy Davis was there. I don't know what the Sam Hill Sammy Davis was doing, but you can go Google this. Go Google Henry Aaron 715. You'll see the video, him coming home and his mother just engulfing him, and Sammy Davis running around like, is that Sammy Davis? What the hell's he doing there? There's no bar mitzvah coming up. And it's just, I don't know. I just played it because it's just, I was, 74? I was 12 years old. And I remember it like it was yesterday. My pop calling us in and sitting there dripping wet. We've been swimming and watching that. And to know that he was miserable and that they had to get a decoy room for him. And he was getting letters and to still be able to perform at that level. And that story he tells, that's what Henry told him on deck. Hank led that inning off, and he told him, Al Dannon's going to start me off with a fastball. I'm going to take it, and then he's going to come back with a slider, then he's going to come back in, and I'm going to end this. And that's exactly on a 2-1 pitch. That's exactly what happened. As I said, Bill Buckner, who would later become infamous with the Boston Red Sox, tried to climb the left field wall. He was our left fielder back then. And Tom Houseman, a relief pitcher, caught the ball and came running to home plate with it, and never forget it. And I've been to Fulton County Stadium, which, how can I describe it? The biggest dump I've ever been in my life. And how it took them so long. They finally raised it like in the mid-'80s, late 80s. And then there was Turner Field, and now there's Truist. Then they finally just took it out to the white suburbs. They had it down to, they actually had it in Atlanta. Even Turner Field was in Atlanta. And now they've taken it out to the white suburbs out there in Smyrna. Let's go ahead and take our final break of the day, and we'll try to figure out, do we play the Javier Becerra audio, or do Chris and I take the New York Times quiz? We might have time for both. Wrapping up the week, heading into a 3-day weekend. Mr. Swaim and the boys are playing tomorrow at 7. That means I'm out of the house at 6:30. That's rough on a brother. That's 7:30 I can make. Being out of the house at 7, you say, well, Rob, it's just a half an hour. Yeah, that's a big half hour, though.
That's a lot.
That's a big half hour.
That's a lot.
Leaving the house at 6:30, leaving the house at 7, that's a big difference. I don't know what they're in such a hurry for. 7 a.m.
It's getting hot.
Woo! Yeah, it is getting pretty warm. It is getting pretty warm. Final break of the night. Keep it locked. Scott Jennings at the top of the hour. We're dark on Monday, back on Tuesday with Teresa Goldner. And what else goes on over the weekend and in the 21st century? Only God knows what will transpire in the next 3 days before we get back in studio. But in the meantime, you are listening to The Ralph Bailey Show right here on News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, where we stream live at KernRadio.com.
Kern Radio, News Talk 96.1 and AM 1230, KERN. First Look with Scott Cox, morning 6 to 9 a.m.
Hey folks, Scott Cox here from the First Look program. We're taking a nice 3-day weekend in remembrance of Memorial Day. Hope everybody has a safe and sane weekend. Join us back here on Tuesday. We'll have the hot list and Lois Henry from SJV Water, plus news, traffic, and weather. It's all happening at 6 to 9 right here at News Talk 90.
Promos?
Oh, shit. I didn't bring down the drapes. I didn't even put up my thing. Forgot we're about to go home. Shit. All right. We didn't do crap today. I had no show. I just got to do cowboy.
Honestly, if you just want to do one for Tuesday, we can do that. I've already cycled out all your in-show ones.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. So what do I say? Coming up on the Tuesday? 3, 2, it's that man again. Look what's coming up on the Tuesday, TRBS. Well, it's a Tuesday. Our former federal magistrate Judge Teresa Goldner will join us. We'll give you the latest on Donald Trump's $1.8 billion fund for the J6 rioters. and the weekend's events. All that plus me at 3. It's TRBS right here on Newstalk 96.1 at AM 1230. I'll see you Tuesday. Without a ransom. Call the folks at Adaptive Networks today at 661-241-0638. That's 241-0638. Or hit them online at adaptive-net.com.
Meet Paul
I
Sheldon.
thought I did Adaptive today.
Roland Rodriguez.
Hello.
I thought
this
I
is
did
State
Adaptive
General
today.
Surgeon Dr. Roland Rodriguez, client and friend of Mr. Paul Sheldon.
No, you did Luigi's, Casey, and that's it. We ran the other two.
Referred a number of my colleagues to Paul Sheldon's office, only to receive the most stellar feedback from my doctor friends regarding the office's expert navigation to the complex maze that is Medicare. And even though Paul Sheldon himself is now
I
facing
beg your
some
pardon?
temporary health challenges, his longstanding and most experienced and expertly trained team of ladies, Christine, Kelly, and Lynn, continue to masterfully guide the clients through the complicated world of Medicare. You most definitely could not possibly do any better than to reach out to Paul Sheldon several months before turning 65. Thank you.
When Medicare matters, our team has the answers. Team Paul Sheldon.
398-2298.
Kern County is hiring its next state assembly member. Let's review the applicants. Applicant 1, Ana Palacio. Top funders, Sacramento Special Interests spending big to buy her the job. Healthcare plan, $700 billion government takeover that eliminates Medicare for millions of seniors and gives control of our healthcare decisions to Sacramento politicians. Pretty radical. There's no way we can afford Ana Palacio. Applicant 2, Andre Gonzalez. Experience, elected to the Bakersfield City Council. Record, addressed housing affordability and brought jobs to Kern County. Healthcare plan, expand access and bring a medical school to Kern County. Accountable to Kern County voters. Oh, easy choice. Vote for Andre Gonzalez for state assembly. Kern County's voice.
Oh, he traveled.
That paid for by Keep
That's
California
traveling.
Committee's top funders.
Jesus
California
Christ.
Realtors, Alliance of California's Farmers and Ranchers, and California Building Industry Association.
Did you
Not
see
authorized
that?
By a candidate or a committee controlled by a candidate.
Hey, it's
He
JR
moved his
Flores
pivot
and
foot
my
twice.
show, The JR Show, starting at 1 p.m. Now back to the Ralph Bailey Show on Newstalk 96.1 and AM 1230 KERN.
See, I'm just with Rob Bass, it was kind of hit or miss, you know. Like I wouldn't have been kind of that hit either. But I'm an old man. I was a young man back in the day when he was spinning the tunes. What do you got on the board?
Aaron Donald, best defensive player ever.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about
He's up
that.
there, though.
Of course. He's certainly in the top 5.
There's an
He's
argument for it.
certainly on a Mount Rushmore. If I had to come up with Mount Rushmore, I'd go with Aaron Donald. But how in the world can you go above LT? LT would change games. Are you kidding?
Aaron would too, though. Aaron would get triple teamed.
Yeah, but Aaron never won a game single-handedly. Literally, if you've ever seen, go back and watch the Thanksgiving Day game against the Detroit Lions, where I believe they won 7-0, and the one touchdown was made by whom? LT. How did he score the touchdown?
Strip fumble, wasn't it?
No, it was an 85-yard interception.
Was it really?
It was on a fan. They ran a fan from the 15-yard line. LT read it, caught it down the sidelines, and slid into the end zone. And I believe, and again, my memory is crappy, but I believe that was the only score of the game. And then when the Lions now down 7-0 were about to score, that's the famous one-handed sack that he makes, where he grabs the guy by the back and just kind of throws him to the ground. That is the greatest defensive game I ever saw, where he literally won the game. And somebody backed me up or tightened me up that I think the Giants won that game 7-0 over the Detroit Lions. I got to give it to LT, but you're right. It's LT, Aaron Donald. This is just my personal thing. I would have to put Mean Joe Green and Dick Butkus. Although I'm leaving off Ray Lewis. Ooh. Butkus or Ray Lewis? Ooh.
Ray.
Yeah, I think you got to go Ray. Because Ray was faster than Butkus.
Yeah.
Butkus
Ray made more plays.
Butkus was fierce and was one of the meanest guys in the
Butkus had
60s.
Singletary next to him, too.
No, Butkus was in the 60s. Butkus,
No, you're right.
Butkus was 60s.
You're right.
60s. He played with, but yeah, Butkus played with Gail Sayers.
Yeah, that's what I was trying
and
to
those
think of. I
guys.
don't know why.
Yeah. Now that's the mystery, how they sucked. When you had Dick Butkus in the middle and Gail Sayers running for you, how were they bad? Because they've never had a quarterback ever.
Still haven't.
Yes.
I'm just joking. I love Caleb.
Dude, that was one of the greatest throws I have ever seen in
He's done
my
it like
life.
3 times this year.
The final one to get him into the conference final.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
The pedal,
DJ?
the one I thought he was throwing it away.
Yeah.
Caught him in the back. I'm telling you.
He's a wizard.
He is. Is he already the best Bears quarterback ever?
Talent-wise.
Because other than that, the best quarterback is Jim McMahon, who got him their 1 Super Bowl. And Jim McMahon was a B-, but Bobby Douglas and Rex Grossman, and I can't even remember.
Cutler.
I mean, Jay Cutler. Oh my God. Jay DUI Cutler. Jay, I had a beautiful wife and screwed it up Cutler. God, he's a screwball. But yeah, Aaron Donald's definitely on the defensive Mount Rushmore. But if I had to draft somebody,
No DBs on there, though. Surprised.
I wanted to sneak in Ronnie Lott, but I had a who? Aaron Donald. I had a LT. I had a Mean Joe. You never saw Mean Joe.
You already have 2 guys representing the D-line.
Yeah, but you never saw Mean Joe.
I know. No, I get it. I totally get it.
Mean Joe was a bad man.
Ronnie was too, though.
Yeah, Ronnie was stupid. If you're willing to cut off your pinky to keep playing, he cut off the top of his pinky in the middle of a game. It was like dislocated. And they're like, Ronnie, you can't play. We can't tape it up. And he said, well, just cut it off. And they're like, what? So yeah, just cut it off. Just cut off the tip of my finger.
You don't need it.
And he did. And he went back and played the second half. That's the kind of guy. We had a guy like that. We had a guy named Matt Kessler. And he would, and it got old. That's the thing about being a freak. It gets old. But Kessler would go nuts right before the game. And he'd do things like put his helmet into the wall. Coach Fowler cut that out quickly. But he would do something like, eat a moth. You know what I'm saying? He'd do something stupid and crazy before we go out. And we'd go nuts and go run it out. Matt Kessler.
You always need that kid on the team.
You do. And you know what do you think he played? Name is two, because it's 8-man football, so we have to play both ways. So what positions did he play?
Linebacker for sure.
Yes, middle linebacker.
Running back?
What?
Fullback. Probably?
Damn right. He was the best blocker. I would literally on 44 slant, I would literally try to touch his ass. I'm like, Matt, where are you going? I'm going. You know what I'm saying?
You get blown up, I get blown up.
Damn Skippy. And 7 times out of 10, Matt did the blowing. As long as he could get to the linebacker, that's what I would tell him. As long as you can seal off the linebacker, I'll get by the cornerback and I'll get to the house. God, I love playing football. There was nothing more fun. Baseball is the most fun because you screw around, because practice is fun. But football, the games are the most fun. The thing about football is the practices are a B. God, I hated football practice. Loved baseball practice, loved basketball practice, hated football practice. But the games is nothing like playing football. Nothing like it. What else you got?
Let's see. Lawrence Taylor is like Barry Bonds. He was on coke his whole career.
Nobody played. Coke doesn't help you play football. Makes you manic and crazy.
No, people say that about John Jones too, and I'm like, I don't think that helps.
No, it doesn't. No, he wasn't on steroids. No. Coke, drugs don't help you play better. Steroids do, like working out and make you bigger and stronger. But no, Coke doesn't. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Trust me. In fact, I know. I've told this story before. I dabbled with coke as a kid, and we had this gym that we used to play in Cheviot Hills that had an 8-foot rim. And we did some lines one night, and Bronson, our rich friend, had a camcorder back in those days, and we recorded our scrimmage, our full court scrimmage on this 8-foot thing, right? And I thought I had played, I was thinking like, damn, maybe we should do a little coke before we play in our games in high school, because I thought I had played the greatest 15, 20 minutes of my life. I was slamming.
Everybody think that.
We went back and looked at that footage, dude. We're taking 5 steps. We're double dribbling.
Everybody
We're
always
just,
thinks
it
they're having
it
the
was
best
like,
game of their life.
I looked at that, I was like, oh my God, I'm never doing drugs again. How did I double dribble? How did I not know that I double dribble? I just took 4 steps and slam dunked it and thought that was like legal. It was, trust me, drugs do not make you play better. They
In
really
today's
don't.
game, you could probably take 4 steps and a dunk it.
Yeah, true. But those guys party afterwards and before. They don't party. Now they all smoke weed. Hell, damn Rice just got popped.
Yep.
He was on probation.
Big dummy.
For what? He was speeding and he hit somebody?
He
Didn't
was
he
the
do
one
like
in
a
Dallas
rugs?
last year that sped by those people and caused a crash.
Oh, and then did the Boogie Tay.
Yeah.
Got out of his car and ran for his life.
Well, he didn't get out of the car. He kept driving in.
Oh, he kept driving? I thought he ran away.
He claims he never saw it, but no, he just drove past everybody and kept driving.
So on probation, he smoked a joint. Now he's doing 30 days in the clink. Millionaire. Doing 30 days in the clink because he couldn't put down a joint during probation.
Dummy.
Big dummy. Want to thank Jeff Salters for joining us. And of course, our Friday regular Rick Bentley. We're back on Tuesday with Teresa Golder. But in the meantime, have a wonderful weekend. And for Chris Burdick, I'm Ralph Bailey. That's what's really going on. I'll see you Tuesday.
Current Radio, AM 1230, KERN, 96.1 FM, K241CI Bakersfield, an American General Media station.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Pete Peters in Washington. European nations reacted to President Donald Trump's decision today to send 5,000 troops to Poland.
His announcement came just weeks after he had ordered the same number of troops to be pulled out of Europe. NATO officials were meeting in Helsingborg, Sweden, when they reacted to the news, including Swedish Foreign Minister Maria Malmö Stenergard.
Well, it is confusing indeed, and not always easy to navigate.
NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte seemed pleased with the decision, and so too did Polish Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski.
I want to thank the president
guys.
and
Have a good
everybody who
weekend.
contributed
See you
to
Tuesday.
this decision.
Trump announced the deployment on Truth Social, citing strong ties with Polish President Karol Nawrocki. I'm Lawrence Brooks.
Tulsi Gabbard has resigned from the Trump administration.